Quantum Stardust. By Ashenifi. Int. Restaurant, night. It's a 5-star romantic restaurant. A beautiful girl named Megan Ryder, 24, and a handsome man named Calvin Parker, 28, sit at a table with glasses of wine. Calvin is telling her story that has to do with quantum theory. Calvin, she asked him where he was. He told her I was with Angelia, Betty, Natalie, and Lisa at the same time. But, it doesn't matter. I love you. You're my air, my earth, my water, and my fire. She said, you're still with them at this particular moment. He said, I'm a particle. There is nothing I can do about it. But I swear Vivian that doesn't change the way I feel about you. I just want to spend the rest of my life with you. They kiss. Make love. Travel to the past. Travel to the future. They got married and lived happily ever after. Megan smiles in beauty. Megan, that particle sounds like a player. Calvin, he does, doesn't he? But you see in quantum mechanics, the law that governs particles is different from the law that governs the moon and the stars, heavier objects. In the smallest scale, a particle can be more than one place at a time. Based on that finding, scientists came up with a theory that sums up the quantum theory. Since we all are made up from strings and particles like proton, electron, and neutrons, we could be multiple places at the same time. Megan, that's interesting. Int. Movie theater, night. A good-looking man named Sean Bryant, 28, sit in the middle of the theater watching Quantum Stardust starring Megan Ryder and Calvin Parker on the big screen. Close up, Calvin and Megan, big screen. Calvin, but trust me. It is nothing like the real thing. I mean I don't give a damn what my copies do in universes that I don't know about. Int. Restaurant, movie, night. We are back to Megan and Calvin in the actual restaurant. Calvin, he could be a dictator. He could be a saint, or he's robbing banks at this particular moment. Megan, humorously, or he could be a gynecologist. Int. Movie theater, night. Sean smiles softly. Int. Restaurant, movie, night. Back to Megan and Calvin. Calvin, no. He'll never be a gynecologist. He could be a teacher. But as far as I know, I'm with you in this beautiful planet that they call Earth. I'm the luckiest man in all multiverse. Megan, I don't believe you. Time stops as we know it. We see Sean in the place of Calvin. Sean and Megan are the only things that are in motion. Sean looks at her eyes tenderly. We can assume it's in Sean's fantasy. Sean, they said, in the beginning God created heaven and the earth. By the end of 6 days God had created the sun, the stars, the moon, life, and everything in the 7 days of creation. At the 7th day God decided to rest. Int. Villa, living room, night. Sean and Megan sit in the bathtub that is placed in the middle of the living room surrounded by candles. Sean is behind. Megan rests on his chest with closed eyes. Sean is reciting the same poem down by her neck while planting soft kisses on her shoulder. Sean, God then created a man from the dust. And knowing the man should never be alone made him into a deep sleep, and created a woman out of his ribs bone, and brought her to the man, the bone of his bones, the flesh of his flesh. I swear I didn't even blink my eyes, kiss at first sight, whoever creates thee made you out of my heart, the beat of my beats, the soul of my soul, a rose, morning stardust and a candle in the mystical twilight. Before I ever know love, passion at first light. The athirst of my belly, to the deep end of my bone, day and night. Thy face is the only thing I dream of. Thy voice is the only sound I hear. Thy smile is the only light I know. Thy lips are life, and every red rose I see, I kiss. It is karma. For everything, there is a reward and consequence. For good, happiness and sane, for hard work, result and fame. For bad, misery and vain. For hate, despair and substandard name. For love, beauty and pain. Megan smiles in beauty. Sean and Megan kiss. Fade to, black. Quantum Stardust. Fade in. Int. Munich Pharmaceutical Company, main lab room, day. We see Sean and about 10 chemists writing formulas, mixing ingredients, making test pills, working on all kinds of lab equipment, etc. Sean is responsible for writing formulas. He is writing a formula on laptop. Close up, Sean. Sean writes a formula, then stops what he is doing, and clicks a button on his laptop. The image of Megan comes on his screen. Sean takes a moment and looks at her. We can tell he is obsessed with her. He then turns his eyes and looks around. Sean's POV. Everybody focuses on what they are doing. 3 Asian chemists making ingredient, 2 Indian men working on formulas, a girl and a guy making test pills, etc. Sean turns his eyes and looks at Megan in his laptop. He kisses his index finger, places it on Megan's lips, and returns to his work. Int. Sean's house, lab, day. We see all kinds of lab equipment, various laboratory products, and a pill-making machine. Sean is in the middle of making illegal pills while watching Megan in Cradle of Passion in his laptop. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Note, we will see Sean making pills in series cuts. It seems Sean is making bread or cake, mixing powder in a bowl. But once he puts them in the machine, it's a different story. Cut to, the machine heats them up. Cut to, the machine spits dry pills on the machine plat. Cut to, Sean puts the final product in small paper packages without taking his eyes off the movie. Int. LA Club, night. We see people dancing as if it were the turn of the century. It's lascivious and provocative. A girl named Rachel Blake dances with a guy named Jacob. Sean sits at the VIP with a glass of scotch. He takes a sip and looks at Rachel. Jacob puts money in Rachel's pocket secretly as they continue to dance. Then out of nowhere a man named Toby comes to Sean's VIP table and sits in front of Sean. Sean looks at Rachel. Rachel gives Sean a wink. Sean and Toby talk a little bit. Sean then takes out a business card and places it on the glass table. Toby takes the card, gets up, and walks up to the bar. Bar. Toby asks the bartender for a beer. The bartender grabs a bottle of Amstel beer, opens the top, pours it in a glass, and places the beer in front of Toby less than 5 seconds like Tom Cruise in Cocktail. At the bar, a man named Jake sits with martini. Toby gives the bartender $20, tells him to keep the change, and sits next to Jake. Toby and Jake talk. We don't hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. Toby then gives Jake the card. Jake puts the card in his pocket. Out of nowhere, Jake produces the same package that Sean was putting pills inside earlier, and gives Toby the pills secretly. Toby takes the pills and walks away. Now we know Sean, Jake, and Rachel are working together. Close up, Sean. He grabs his scotch, takes a sip, and looks at Rachel. Close up, Rachel. She walks toward the bar. Bar. Rachel takes out the money that Jacob gave her and counts the money. It's $500. Rachel asks the bartender to give her martini. The bartender begins to prepare her drink. On the other end, Jacob walks up to Sean at the VIP and sits in front of him. They talk without a sound. Pan to, Rachel. The bartender places her martini with cherry in front of her. Rachel gives the bartender $30, tells him to keep the change, grabs her drink, turns around, and walks toward the dance floor. Sean looks at her. Rachel takes out the cherry from her martini, eats it seductively, and gives Sean a wink. Sean then takes out a business card and places it in front of Jacob. Jacob takes the card, gets up, and walks away. Int. Sean's house, living room, night. Sean, Jake, and Rachel sit at the coffee table and count the money that they just made. It must be 50 grand. They split the money 3-way. Rachel gets up from the sofa, asks Sean to give her a ride home. Sean grabs his car's key from the coffee table, gets up, and walks towards the camera. Int. Mercedes convertible, moving, night. A black 2012 Mercedes-Benz SL class. Sean is behind the wheel. Rachel sits in the passenger seat. They are driving in the city of Los Angeles. There is a silent moment. Rachel then. Rachel, humorously, I want you to kill my boyfriend. He doesn't like the fact I am hanging out with my ex. Sean, why do you want me to kill him? Rachel, I don't know. Would you like to kill him? Sean, it's your idea. I didn't say I want to kill him. Rachel, I just assumed you want to kill him, because he's sleeping with your ex. Sean, if people go out and kill guys who are sleeping with their ex, do you think the world would be a better place? Rachel, I don't care about the world. I only care about you. You used to read me poetry in the bathtub. I still have a feeling for you. Sean, you've your life. I've my life. I'm comfortable where I am. Let's keep it that way for better or worst. I don't want to kill anyone and spend the rest of my life behind bars. Rachel smiles softly. Rachel, would you kill for that actress? Megan Ryder. Sean, who's Megan Ryder? Rachel, don't play stupid. I've seen her on your screensaver. You're in love with her. Sean smiles softly. Sean, no, I'm not. I just use her for inspiration to finish my latest novel. Rachel, that's not what I heard. Sean, what did you hear? Rachel, I heard you're stalking her. Sean, I don't know who she is. How can you stalk a person that you don't know? Rachel, we can open dictionary and see the definition of stalker. As matter of fact, I will tell you myself. She takes out her cell phone and types stalker on the search engine. Rachel, reading a person who pursues game, prey, or a person stealthily. A person who harasses another person, as a former lover, a famous person, etc. in an aggressive, often threatening and illegal manner. Hollywood stars often have security guards to keep dangerous stalkers at bay. Sean, I've never harassed, threatened, or touched her. That rules me out from the stalker's book. Rachel, but you're pursuing her stealthily, writing novels and short stories that revolve around her. That's the number 2 trick on the stalker's book. Sean, playing along, what's number 1? Rachel, number 1 is stalking a movie star to get attention of a former lover. I think you still love me. You just don't want to admit it? Sean smiles softly as if he were saying, whatever bitch. Meanwhile, on the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. They continue to talk without a sound. EXT Mercedes convertible, moving, night. An established shot of Sean's Mercedes convertible driving in the city of Los Angeles. Montage. A quick take of the city of Los Angeles. Downtown Los Angeles, the Hollywood sign, Beverly Hills, Mulholland Drive, buildings on the coastline of the Pacific Ocean, and others. EXT Rachel's house, Sean's Mercedes convertible, night. An established shot of Rachel's house. It's a typical two-bedroom house that we see in Sunset Boulevard beautiful garden. A water fountain and others. Sean's Mercedes convertible. Sean and Rachel come driving and park the car next to the house. Rachel kisses Sean on the cheek, gets out of the car, and walks up to her house. Rachel opens the door and enters. EXT Sean's Mercedes convertible, night. Sean starts his car and drives away. Int. Sean's Mercedes convertible, moving, night. Sean turns on his custom-made DVD player and begins to watch Megan in Heart Gone Wild while driving. He then sees Megan dancing in the rain. Sean smiles in wonder. Meanwhile, he drives off the lane. A car comes the opposite side and honks at him. Sean gets the car on the right lane, turns off the DVD and focuses on the road. EXT Sean's Mercedes convertible, moving, night. A medium shot of Sean's Mercedes-Benz driving in the city of Los Angeles. We then take it with overhead shot, looking down Sean's convertible Benz driving in city of Los Angeles. Montage. A quick take of the city of Los Angeles in the night, downtown Los Angeles, the Hollywood sign, Beverly Hills, Mulholland Drive. Walt Disney Concert Hall, Hollywood Boulevard, the buildings on the coastline of the Pacific Ocean and others. Int. Betty Cabaret, night. It's underground cabaret, club, and bar where they have entertainment, burlesque, jazz music, and dance show. The place looks like between the bar in Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal video and Chicago starring Catherine Zeta-Jones. Betty is owned by a girl named Lillian, 32. She is a singer, dancer, and actress, who falls out of spotlight at such a young age due to drugs and personal demons that wouldn't allow her to breathe. She is behind the bar, serving customers to keep herself busy and occupy her mind with anything far away from drugs. On the stage, a man named Jimmy sings Frank Sinatra's I Got the World on a String while dancing with 10 showgirls. It features Johnny Band. Nichols is behind the piano, Jacob and Robert play saxophones, Randall plays double bass, Tim and Johnny play guitars, and Russell plays the drum. Sean walks into the club. He is carrying a bottle of Gold Label, Johnny Walker. Lillian looks at him. She stops what she is doing and approaches him. Sean and Lillian kiss on the cheeks, greeting. Sean gives her the whiskey as they walk toward the bar. On the stage, Jimmy continues to sing Frank Sinatra's I Got the World on a String, dancing with 10 showgirls. Sean and Lillian talk. Yet we don't hear what they are saying. Do I got the world on a string. Lillian opens the scotch that Sean brought, and pours the liquor in 2 separate glasses. She places one of the glasses in front of Sean. They cheer and take sips. Lillian then grabs her album Stardust Memories from a counter and gives him the album. Sean looks at it and puts it in his pocket as they continue to talk. Int. Betty Cabaret, later. Sean sits at a table with a glass of scotch. On the stage, Lillian sings Stardust Memories while dancing with 6 male and 6 female dancers like Catherine Zeta-Jones, all that jazz. Medium shot of Sean watching Lillian as she continues to sing and dance. Then out of nowhere comes a man named Robert, 29, holding a glass of scotch. He pulls a chair and sits at Sean's table. Robert, what's up? Sean looks at him like, who is he? Robert, I'm Robert. You don't know who I'm. We've never met. But we're best friends in a parallel universe. We grew up together. Sean says nothing. Robert, tell me whether if it is odd. Or it's the sickest thing you have ever heard in your life. I was obsessed with this movie star. I swear to God she came in my dream, wearing nothing but Victoria's Secret underwear, her 2 breasts hanging on her chest with authority as if she were a love goddess, who had 2 hearts that beat outside her body. She lied on the carpet at the living room. I get between her legs, caressed her belly with my lips, seductively went down, and kissed her pussy over her underwear. She just melted like honey, and urinated on her underwear, while I was kissing her vagina. I took few sample from her urine with my mouth and kisses her lips French. Sean smiles softly despite the fact his face and stomach squirm in revulsion, but says nothing. Robert, I know you think I am a privet. But it's dream. You can't control your dream. You just go with the flow. You know, it makes no difference if you rinse your mouth with cool mint Listerine afterward, or drink gin. Technically, dreams are hologram, projection of your thoughts, or rather a license to do whatever you please. Sean remains quiet. Robert, nevertheless, it tastes like whiskey. He takes a sip from his whiskey. Note. The above few lines will be edited during filming. Robert, anyway, I heard you're a chemist. I'm a chemist too. Here. I have something for you. Robert takes out a formula. Robert, you can take this recipe and make love potion or tequila if you want to. Robert places the formula in front of Sean. Robert, it's a formula that unlocks the secret of multiverse. On the soundtrack, Lillian's Stardust Memories plays with full volume. Sean and Robert continue to talk without a sound. Pan to Lillian. She continues to sing and dance. Montage. Note. We will see Sean making multiverse pills at his lab and Lillian singing and dancing at Betty Cabaret in series cuts. Sean's house, lab. Sean looks at the formula. It reveals to him mysteriously with golden letters. He puts the formula aside, takes a big spoonful of powder from a blue container, and places the powder in a bowl. Betty Cabaret. Lillian continues to sing and dance in seduction. As a matter of fact, she makes Catherine Zeta-Jones PG-13. Sean's lab. Sean mixes the powder in the bowl with yellow, red, and orange liquid substances. Betty Cabaret. Lillian continues to sing and dance as if she owned everything that was alluring. Sean's lab. Sean takes 3 big spoonsful of white powder from red, yellow, and purple containers, places them in the same bowl and begins to blend them as if he were making a cake. Betty Cabaret. Lillian continues to sing and dance with 6 males and 6 females dancers in temptation, enchantment, and sensuality. Sean's lab. Sean places the blend in the machine and presses a button. The machine heats it up. Sean clicks another button. Betty Cabaret. Lillian continues to sing and dance. Sean's lab. Sean presses third button on the machine. The machine begins to spit blue pills in the plate. Betty Cabaret. Lillian continues to sing and dance in seduction as if she invented seduction. Sean's lab. Sean collects the pills and places them in a container. Betty Cabaret. Lillian finishes singing with a high note. Int. Sean's house, living room, night. Sean looks at a blue pile on his palm that he just made. He takes a moment whether to take it or not, like Neo in the Matrix. Sean just places the pill in his mouth and swallow it. Suddenly, all kinds of new dimensions appear. The empty space that we thought was nothing, it is filled with hidden universes, natural wormholes, multiple dimensions, and others that can't be explained with words. Sean takes a step, and teleports into another dimension. EXT desert, day. Sean is in the middle of the desert. He looks at all directions. It's endless desert. He then sees a fresh-cut red rose on the sand that has sparkling dew droplets. Sean picks it up. Then out of nowhere Megan appears, through the thin air, and approaches Sean. Megan, I knew you would be here soon or later. She gets closer and kisses him. He kisses her. They kiss intimately. Sean closes his eyes. Int. Sean's house, living room, night. Sean opens his eyes and finds himself at his house. Megan is not with him. Mysteriously, he is holding the rose. Sean is a little bit confused. He puts the rose on the coffee table, walks through the thin air, and comes out the kitchen. Int. Kitchen, night. Sean returns to the living room. Int. Living room, night. The TV is on, CNN. They are talking about the conflict between Israel and Palestinian. All of a sudden, the conflict is at Sean's house. Bullets fly by his ear. EXT Israel, day. Sean is in Jerusalem in the middle of the conflict between Israel and Palestinian. We see Palestinians throwing rocks and homemade gas bombs at the Israel soldiers. Israel soldiers fire tear gases at Palestinians. Sean avoids direct confrontation, exits through the thin air, and comes to Paris at the Louvre Museum. Int. Louvre Museum, day. Sean looks at Antonio Canova's psyche revived by Cupid's kiss. Sean teleports within the museum and look at various paintings, the Venus de Milo, Rebellious Slave, Michelangelo, 1513-16, The Lace Maker, Vermeer, 1664, The Bather, Ingres, 1808, Diana Bathing, Boucher, 1742, Infanta Maria Margareta, Velázquez, 1655, The Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci, Oil on Panel, 1503-19. And others. Sean then walks through the thin air and comes to Tokyo. EXT Tokyo, street, night. Sean looks around the buildings, the spectacular view of Tokyo at night. He is in the middle of the street. Cars drive by him right and left. Then a man in a 2012 Honda Civic comes driving at the direction of Sean and stops the car in front of him. The driver hanks his horn at Sean like nightmare. Sean teleports through the thin air and comes to London. EXT London, Bridge, day. Sean walks in London Bridge. He then teleports and comes to British Museum at the Department of Print and Drawings. Int. British Museum, day. Department of Print and Drawings. Sean looks at the works of Leonardo da Vinci's Profile of a Warrior in Helmet, Raphael's Study of a Sibyl, Titian's Drowning of the Pharaoh's Host in the Red Sea, etc. Sean then teleports through the thin air and comes to at the London Eye, a giant Ferris wheel. EXT London Eye, day. Sean looks at the Ferris wheel, turns around, and walks into a different dimension. EXT New York City, day. Sean is in the past. He looks at himself as a kid in Brooklyn. Little Sean is in the middle of playing baseball with Jake, Mary, and Loretta. Jake is a catcher. Loretta plays outfielder. Mary is at the plate. Little Sean is pitching. Little Sean throws a fastball. It's strike. Mary, are you trying to hit me, Sean? Jake, joking, he's trying to hit your pussy? Mary, you are rude. One of those days, lightning will strike you and burn your head. Jake, joking, lightning is not going to kill me. It will give me a superpower like Storm in X-Men. I will come to your house at night and fry your cat like chicken. Mary, you are sick. Jake throws the ball back to Sean. Sean catches it. Sean, I'll throw easy this time. Mary, I don't care. Give me your best pitch. Little Sean throws the ball easily. Mary hits the ball. It's a fly ball. Loretta tries to catch the ball but it slips from her glove and falls on the ground. Mary runs to the first base and scores just as Loretta throws the ball to Little Sean. Mary, that's game. I won. Big Sean continues to watch them. Little Sean grabs a baseball bat, tosses the ball in the air, and hits the ball as it comes down. The ball rolls on the ground and comes to Big Sean. Big Sean picks up the ball and throws the ball to Little Sean. Little Sean catches the ball. Little Sean, thanks. Big Sean nods no problem. Little Sean and his friends continue to play. Big Sean then turns around and walks through the invisible dimensions. Int. High school, auditorium, day. A stage production of William Shakespeare's Hamlet is in progress. 16 years old Sean plays Hamlet. A girl named Claire, 16, plays Ophelia. Sean comes out of the thin air and begins to watch them. Claire as Ophelia, he hath my lord, made many tenders of his affections to me. My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honourable fashion. And hath given countenance to his speech my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven. Letters from Hamlet to Ophelia. Young Sean as Hamlet, to the celestial, and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia, in her excellent white bosom, these. Doubt thou the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar. But never doubt I love. O dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers, I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best, O most best, believe it. Adieu. Thine evermore, most dear lady, whilst this machine is to him. Hamlet. Sean walks through the thin air and come to the University of Maryland. EXT University of Maryland, day. We see college Sean with a girl named Amanda. They are sitting on the steps by the water fountain and kissing. Sean looks at them. Sean then sees Rachel, his ex, as she walks by. Sean walks through the thin air. EXT River, day. Sean comes to a river. Rachel poses like Ophelia in the river. College Sean paints her on a blotter. Rachel then comes out of the water, takes off her wet cloth, nude, and approaches College Sean. College Sean puts his painting brush aside. Rachel and College Sean kiss intimately. Rachel unbuttons College Sean's pant. Rachel and College Sean kiss more passionately and begin to make love in the grass. Sean then turns around and walks through the thin air. EXT Hollywood, movie set, restaurant, pub, day. We are in the set of Sensexual starring Megan Ryder. We see extra Sean sitting at a table with a girl named Kimberly, extra as well, in the pub. Megan Ryder, the movie star, sits at a table, across extra Sean's table. She is alone at the moment. Megan turns her eyes, and looks at extra Sean. Extra Sean catches her eyes. Megan gives him a soft beautiful smile that melts hearts. Extra Sean is in love. Meanwhile, we see the director Ben, 40, behind a camera, and grips and camera crew moving in the background. Calvin Parker, the leading man, stands near the entrance. Ben, action. Calvin walks up to Megan and sits in front of her. They begin to talk. But Megan can't get extra Sean out of her mind, who is pretending to be talking to Kimberly the extra. Megan keeps stealing looks at extra Sean while talking to Calvin. Extra Sean catches her eyes and gives her a soft smile. Megan turns her eyes, and tries to focus on the movie. However, she is distracted. Then actual Sean comes out of the thin air and stands behind the camera. Sean looks at the director's screen from a fair distance. Megan continues to look at extra Sean in between talking to Calvin. Ben, the director, doesn't like what he is seeing in his screen. It becomes too obvious. Extra Sean indeed is distracting her without his knowledge. Ben, cut. Ben gets up from his chair and walks up to the actors. Ben, to Megan, where are you, Meg? You seem lost in your heart. I want you to maintain eye contact with the main character. Megan nods her head sure. Ben comes up to extra Sean. Ben, politely, I want you to wait outside the set. You are the luckiest man I've ever met. She can't take her eyes off you. Extra Sean nods his head okay and gets up. Ben gives a security to escort Sean outside the set. The security escorts Sean outside the set. Meanwhile, Ben replaces extra Sean with some other guy, and returns to his camera. Ben looks at actual Sean, who is standing behind director's camera. Ben says, who is this guy? Isn't he the extra that I just kicked out? Or he could be his twin brother. I don't care, what is he doing here? Ben, excuse me. Are you guys twins? Sean, we're the same persons. I'm from the future. Ben, that's funny. I have to kick out your twin brother from the set. He was distracting her. If you don't mind, can you leave as well? I don't mean to be jerk. But it's a critical take. Sean, sure, let me take a piss first. Sean walks toward the restroom, makes a left turn, exits through the thin air, and comes to his house. Int. Sean's house, living room, night. Sean comes to the coffee table, grabs the formula, and teleports into his lab. Int. Sean's house, lab, night. Sean looks at the machine and his supplies. He thinks he might need more supplies. Sean teleports through the thin air and comes to the kitchen. Int. Kitchen, night. Sean opens the refrigerate, grabs a Coke bottle of Smirnoff Ice, closes the refrigerate, opens the top and walks toward the living room while taking sips. Int. Living room, night. Sean comes to the living room and looks at the TV. On the TV, they are showing the movie Heat starring Roberto De Niro, Al Pacino, and Val Kilmer. It's the part where they are robbing bank. Sean puts his Smirnoff Ice on a small coffee table, teleports, and comes to a commercial bank. Int. Commercial bank, safe deposit, night. Sean takes 2 bags full of money and returns to the house through the thin air. Int. Sean's house, living room, night. Sean puts the bags on the floor. He grabs a bag, and empties the money on the floor. Sean takes the second bag and empties the money on the floor as well. Int. Sean's house, lab, day. Sean grabs the multiverse formula from the table and looks at it. He puts the formula back on the table, takes out a pill from his pocket and takes it. All kinds of mysterious dimensions appear in blink of an eye. Sean teleports and comes to Grand Lux Cafe. Int. Grand Lux Cafe, Los Angeles, day. It's a parallel universe. Megan, who is a waitress, serves 2 customers at a table. Sean looks at her and sits himself at her table. Megan finishes serving and walks up to Sean. Megan, hi. Sean, hi, my name is Sean. I came from a parallel universe to have few words with you. You're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. Megan, thanks. How can I take your order? Sean, it's okay. I just ate few minutes ago. Sean gets up from his chair. Sean, I came to ask you out. If you don't have anything to do tonight, I would like to take you out dinner. Sean takes out a rose out of nowhere, from a different dimension, and gives her the rose. Megan is impressed. She doesn't know how he did it. She takes the rose. Megan, you're not a magician, are you? Sean, maybe. Megan, what do you mean by maybe? Sean, whenever I see a beautiful girl, I tend to do something melodramatic. She smiles in beauty. The other waitresses and the manager look at Megan. From their point of view, she is talking to herself. Sean is hidden within the dimensions. They can't see him. Megan is the only person who can see him. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Sean and Megan continue to talk without a sound. It seems they are getting along fine. Montage. A quick take of the city of Los Angeles in the night, downtown Los Angeles, the Hollywood sign, Beverly Hills, Mulholland Drive, the buildings on the coastline of the Pacific Ocean, and others. Int. Blue Heart Restaurant, night. It's a 5 stars romantic restaurant. Sean and Megan sit at the table with 2 glasses of red wines. On the stage, a girl named Sophia sings Billie Holiday's All of Me. Megan, you were saying you were from a parallel universe. Sean, it might sound a science fiction movie. But I took a pill that unleash your maximum potential and let you access multiple universes. I always like you in the real world. You're a movie star. Megan, really? Sean, named the sexiest woman in the world in a lot of magazines. Megan, I'm flattered. But tell me what you like, what you hate, what turns you on, what turns you off, and if you could have dinner with one historical figure, who would it be? Sean, ask me one at a time. Megan, what do you like? Sean, your eyes. They light my world. Megan, what do you hate? Sean, anything that upsets you. Megan, a lot of things upset me. People who arrive late for appointment. People who don't tip. People who talk in movies. Sean, I hate all of them. She smiles in beauty. Megan, what turns you on? Sean, your sense of presence. Megan, what is my sense of presence? Sean, you very being in this world and the way you approach things as if you knew you are the sexiest and the most delicious girl in the universe. She smiles in beauty. Megan, what turns you off? Sean, anything that doesn't have a sense of humor. Megan, if you could have dinner with one historical figure, who would it be? Sean, I would have to say Cleopatra. Megan, why Cleopatra? Sean, I am kidding. I don't know if I want to have dinner with any historical figure. But I like William Shakespeare's Sonnet 18. Reciting from memory. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art lovelier and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. And summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines. And often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometime declines. By chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade. Sean must have forgotten the next line. He stops time as we know it. Megan and everybody in the restaurant stop moving. Sean gets up, walks through the thin air, and comes to the Library of Congress. Int. Library of Congress, night. It is one of the largest libraries in the multiverse. Sean walks down the aisles, grabs a book, William Shakespeare's Sonnet Collection, from a shelf, flips the pages and reads Sonnet 18. Sean then puts the book back in the shelf and returns to the restaurant through the thin air. Int. Blue Heart Restaurant, night. Sean takes his seat back and starts time. Everything returns to normal. Sean, without missing a beat. Nor lose possession of that fair thou st. Nor shall death brag thou wander st in his shade. When in eternal lines to time thou grow st. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see. So long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Megan, you're romantic. Sean, I had my moment. Megan smiles in beauty. On the stage, Sophia sings Sarah Vaughan's Fly Me to the Moon. Sean gives Megan his hand to dance. Megan take his hand. They come to the dance floor and begin to dance slow. Close up, Sean and Megan. They continue to dance. It seems they are having a lot of fun. We stay with them for a little while. EXT Beach, night. Megan and Sean take a walk, conversing. Sean, I came to Los Angeles, thinking I was going to be somebody. You know, I went to an audition. They told me they would call me. But they never did. Instead, I went to a graduate school at UCLA, and received my master in chemistry. I got a job at a pharmaceutical company in LA as a chemist, and began to fuck with all kinds of drugs. You know, like I take OxyContin, methamphetamine, morphine, LSD, and other prescription drugs from the pharmaceutical company, and distribute them throughout club with reasonable price. Megan, you mean, you steal the drugs from work and sell them in black market, is that it? Sean, I blend them with various product in the lab, diminish their side effect to zero, and sell them only to my close friends. Megan, so basically, you are a drug dealer. Sean, humorously, just think of Neo in the Matrix. I only sell them to my friends after I make sure they're not psychological addictive. You know? Unlike cocaine, which is active psychologically. Offer look. I test them on myself first. I don't want anyone to get hurt. She smiles softly. There is a silent moment. She then. Megan, do you remember when you were a kid, they ask you what do you want to be when you grow up? Sean, yeah. I wanted to be Top Gun like Tom Cruise, fly a jet, or become an actor and shoot bad guys. She smiles in beauty. Megan, I thought about being a star as well. But later, I decided to be a journalist. I thought maybe, I would have my own talk show someday. It was just a dream. Nonetheless, I went to University of San Diego and majored sociology, which, I felt, might help me to understand the structure of society, politics, and power. But I had to drop out of school due to lack of focus. My parents got divorced. Meanwhile, my mother got diagnosed with breast cancer. Sean, I am sorry to hear that. Megan, it is okay. She is fine. They discovered it at early stage. She beat it. I'll probably go back to school, and get a degree in journalism. And if everything works out the way I planned, I'll go around the world and cover news for a major network like CNN, NBC, and CBS. Sean, that's nice. But I don't usually watch news. They only talk about conflict between nations, earthquake, flood, domestic violence. Like CNN, all they show you is everything that has gone wrong around the world, 24 hours. Megan, you have to inform people what's happening around the world. One day, people go to space. The next day, a man kills his wife. That's how the world ticks. Order and chaos. Sean, I grew up in New York City and Los Angeles. City never sleeps and city where angels fall in love with mortals, and hearts that bleed like Christ. Entertainment, art, and music are religion. They are what make passion, red, and martyrdom, a state of mind. Megan, I like city where angels fall in love with mortals and hearts that bleed like Christ. It's biblical. Sean, what I'm trying to say is, like take me, not only I work at a pharmaceutical company. But I also paint and write comic books, short stories, and novels. I can't offer to sit and let a conflict in the Middle East bring down my spirit. 1. You can ignore it. Or you do something dramatic to solve the problem. Or perhaps you can write story about it. Nevertheless, I believe things happen for a reason. Megan, I believe things happen for a reason too. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't be responsible for our action. Sean, forget about zillions of stars and galaxies that are made up the cosmos. But you have no idea how many universes out there. I know you don't believe me. But I have visited some of them this afternoon. It doesn't always have to be chaos. We have to learn how to live in peace and harmony. Megan, it's possible that you could be from a parallel universe. I just don't agree peace and harmony are solution for the deeper understanding of reality. Like Third Man, Orson Welles, Harry Lime told Joseph Cotton, Holly Martins, in Italy for 30 years under the Borgias they had warfare, terror, murder, and bloodshed, but they produced Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and the Renaissance. In Switzerland they had brotherly love, they had 500 years of democracy and peace, and what did that produce? The cuckoo clock. Sean smiles charismatically. Sean, I know what you mean. Third Man is one of my favorite movies of all time. I might sound Hippocratic. But I would rather make a cuckoo clock and make love to you 24/7 than dilute penicillin and kill millions of innocent people. They stand lips to lips. Megan, you do what you have to do, but tell me what you desire above everything. Sean, I would love to make love to you till my heart stops beating. She smiles in beauty. They kiss French. Int. Sean's beach house, parallel universe, bedroom, night. Sean and Megan make love surrounded by candles. It's sensual, seductive, steamy, and passionate. We see Megan in a wild sexual gratification as Sean enters her enchantingly. The Big Bang Theory has nothing on them. They are having the best sex we have ever seen in cinema. It defies time for billions of years. We stay with them with series cuts as they go at with various sexual positions. Int. Sean's beach house, living room, night. Sean and Megan sit in the bathtub that's placed in the middle of the living room. Sean is behind. Megan rests on his chest. He is reciting a poem, Somewhere I Have Never Traveled by Edward Estlin Cummings from memory. Sean, somewhere I have never traveled, gladly beyond any experience, your eyes have their silence. In your most frail gesture are things which enclose me. Or which I cannot touch because they are too near. Your slightest look easily will unclose me. Though I have closed myself as fingers. You open always petal by petal myself as spring opens. touching skillfully, mysteriously, her first rose. Or if your wish be to close me, I end. My life will shut very beautifully, suddenly. As when the heart of this flower imagines. The snow carefully everywhere descending. Nothing which we are to perceive in this world equals. The power of your intense fragility, whose texture compels me with the color of its countries. Rendering death and forever with each breathing. I do not know what it is about you that closes and opens, only something in me understands. The voice of your eyes is deeper than all roses. Nobody, not even the rain, has such small hands. She smiles in beauty. Sean and Megan kiss French for long seconds. They then part their lips. She rests back on his chest. There is a silent moment. She then. Megan, are you really from a parallel universe? Sean, I know it sounds far-fetched, but a man named Robert, whom I have never seen in my life, gave me a formula that unlocks the secret of multiverse. You can travel to past. You can travel to the future. You can stop time as we know it. You can walk through thin air and spend quality time in Paris. You can walk on water. You can travel to one universe to another and meet your copies. You are only limited by your imagination, fear, and desire. Megan, it sounds like the Holy Grail. Sean, Holy Grail has nothing on it but virtue. It's the stuff that dreams are made of. Megan, can I try it? Out of nowhere, Sean produces a pill like a magician and gives Megan the tablet. Megan, how did you do that? Sean, magic. Megan, whatever. She takes the pill from his hand. Megan, looks at the pill. Does it have a side effect? Sean, no side effect whatsoever. Megan places the pill in her mouth and swallows it. All of a sudden, they are in the middle of a lake in the bathtub. EXT lake, day. Sean and Megan are in a bathtub that is floating on the lake with thousands of swans and flamingo. Megan looks at the surrounding in awe. Megan, what's happening? Megan can see all kinds of hidden dimensions and passages. Then the bathtub that is carrying Sean and Megan moves floating on the water, enters into another dimension, and comes to a spellbinding Tropicana beach. EXT Tropicana beach, day. Sean grabs a towel from the shore and gets out of the tub. He puts the towel around his waist, walks up to a white dress that happens to be on the beach mysteriously, grabs it and returns to Megan, who remains in the bathtub. Sean, come on. Sean gives Megan his hand. Megan takes his hand, gets out of the bathtub nude. They walk toward the sands as the wave crashes on their feet. Sean and Megan get out of water. Sean, put this. I have to show you something. Megan, I don't know what's going on. Megan takes the dress and puts it on without underwear. Sean puts his cloth as well, which happens to be on the sand. Sean and Megan put on shoes. Sean takes Megan's hand. They walk through a hidden dimension and come to Paris. EXT Paris, day. Sean and Megan are near the Eiffel Tower. Megan looks around. She doesn't believe she is in Paris. Megan, we are in Paris? Sean says nothing. Megan is awestruck. Sean and Megan walk through the thin air and come to Zabvel Waterfalls. EXT Zabvel Waterfalls, day. Sean and Megan look at the breathtaking Zabvel Waterfalls while standing on a bridge. It's 100 times more daunting and spellbinding than Victoria Falls, Niger Falls, Buzzard Waterfalls, and Blue Nile Falls, combined. It's like a country of waterfalls, consisting of over 600 rivers, 200 meters fall, 100 meters fall, 300 falls, 400 meters fall, etc. Megan, what is this place? Sean, Sabril, a parallel universe. Country of waterfalls. Actually, it is a continent. Sean takes her hand. Sean and Megan teleport to West Zabel. EXT West Zabel, day. We see hundreds of waterfalls that leave any soul breathless. It's the size of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California full of waterfalls. Standing on a bridge, Megan, who is holding Sean's hand, looks at waterfalls in awe. Megan, it's beautiful. Megan continues to look at the endless waterfalls. She then gets closer to Sean's lips. Megan, are you an angel? They are talking between soft kisses. Sean, no, I'm not. Megan, how did you do this? Sean, I didn't do anything. It has always been here. They kiss French. Megan, I want to see Italy. Sean, you can go to any place throughout the multiverse. Do you still want to go to Italy? Megan, I want to see Italy first. Sean, okay. We'll visit Italy throughout the multiverse. They might have things that the real Italy doesn't have, like there is a parallel universe with a 4,000 feet of statue of Venus in the middle of Rome. Megan, I don't care. I have always wanted to go to Italy since I was a little girl. Sean, as you wish. They kiss. Montage, Italy, parallel universe. Rome. A quick take of a city of Rome, the Colosseum, the monument to Vittorio Emanuele II, the Castel Sant'Angelo, the dome of St. Peter's Basilica, the Trevi Fountain, the Piazza della Repubblica, and more additional things that we have never seen in Italy. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Rome. Sean and Megan visit the Colosseum. They teleport through the thin air and visit the Castel Sant'Angelo. They teleport through the thin air and take a walk at Vittorio Emanuele II monument while conversing. Vatican City. Megan and Sean take a walk at St. Peter's Square, talking. Naples, beach. Meghan and Sean swim in the Mediterranean Sea. They get closer and kiss in the middle of the sparkling sea. Venice. Sean and Meghan take a gondola ride at the Grand Canal. Montage, Florence and Tuscany, parallel universe. A quick take of the city of Florence and Tuscany. The town of San Gimignano, the city of Lucca, a collage of Florence and the Uffizi, the Cathedral of Prato, the Pitti Palace, the Fontana del Netno in the Piazza della Signoria, the city of Siena Grosseto and others. 2017 convertible Ferrari. Meghan and Sean drive in the street of San Gimignano, Tuscany. Meghan and Sean visit the Pitti Palace. Meghan and Sean teleport through the Tyne air and come to the Cathedral of Arezzo in Tuscany. They look at the beautiful interior of the church. Meghan and Sean sit on the steps at the Roman Theatre of Fiesole and talk between baby kisses. Meghan, who is sitting between Sean's legs, says something humorous. Sean smiles charismatically. He tells her something romantic. She smiles in beauty. They kiss French. Convertible Ferrari. Sean and Meghan drive on the streets of Florence. Montage, Milan, parallel universe. A quick take of Milan. Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II, Porta Nuova Business District, Milan Cathedral, San Siro Stadium, Parco Sempione and a lot of additional materials. 2017 convertible Bugatti. Meghan and Sean drive in the street of Milan. Meghan and Sean visit the Cathedral of Milan. It's 20 times bigger than Milan Cathedral in Earth, our universe. Sean's Milan house. Meghan poses on the sofa nude for Sean. Sean paints her on a blotter. Milan boutique. Meghan comes out of the dressing room, wearing a beautiful red Valentino gown, and shows Sean the dress. Cut to, Meghan comes out of the dressing room, wearing yellow Christian Dior gown, and shows Sean the dress. Cut to, Meghan comes out of the dressing room, wearing black Versace gown, and shows Sean the dress. Cut to, Meghan comes out of the dressing room, wearing a blue Christian Dior gown, and shows Sean the dress. Int. Milan restaurant, night. Meghan, wearing a gorgeous red Valentino gown, and Sean sit at a table with glasses of red wines. On the stage, a girl named Jennifer sings Celine Dion Because of You Love Me. Sean and Meghan are talking but we don't hear what they are saying due to the music. Sean then gives Meghan his hand to dance. She takes his hand. Sean and Meghan come to the dance floor and begin to dance slow. They talk between soft kisses. They then kiss French. Int. Sean's house, Milan, bedroom, night. Sean and Meghan make love. It's alluring, steamy, and passionate. We will stay with them with series cuts as they go at it with various sexual position, better than pornography. Int. Sean's house, Los Angeles, bedroom, morning. Sean sleeps like a baby. He is back in his universe. He opens his eyes, gets up from the bed, and goes toward the bathroom. Int. Sean's house, showroom, morning. Sean takes a hot shower. Montage. Paris, parallel universe. A quick take of a city of Paris with additional stuff, waterfalls, lakes, water fountains, beautiful churches, and skyscrapers that we haven't seen in Paris. Int. Paris bookstore, day. Copy Sean number 1 is a writer. Now, he is reading a book, The Art of Love, to the general audiences that he wrote. Copy Sean number 1, they said, love is when you tell a girl she's beautiful, her smile means more than her tears, when you are devoted to her from the start. And when you kiss her with every beat of your heart. Sean is present. He is standing at the back. Copy Sean number 1, but I miss the pain that the rapture of your irises inflicts deep at the core of my soul, and the pleasure that comes out of the somatic epitome and enchantment of your spell, some of life's most mystifying experience and some of its torturing. And if freedom means life without you, let heaven be an open penal complex of vanity and state of meaninglessness that I should never be the part of it. And let your eyes be the eternal imprisonment of my heart. And your lips the avid punishment of my soul. You're the beautiful crime of my existences and the quintessence of my mind, body, and spirit. They give him a round of applause. Sean claps as well. Int. Paris bookstore, book signing event, later. Copy Sean number 1 is the middle of signing books. A young beautiful Parisian girl, 22, stands in front of copy Sean number 1. He signs on the book and gives her the novel. The girl thanks him in French and walks away. Next is Sean. He gives copy Sean number 1 his book to sign. Copy Sean number 1 looks at him in shock. Sean, hi. My name is Sean. I'm from a parallel universe. I am sorry for the confusion. But can we sit and talk about our lives in parallel universes? Takes out a card. Here. Meet me at Café Reno at St. Germain Street 1 p.m., places the card in front of Sean copy number 1. You can go back to your fans. Sean takes the book back from the table. Sean, it's okay. You can sign it later. I'll see you. Sean walks toward the exit. Copy Sean number 1 is speechless. Where did he came from? He looks at him in confusion as if he were looking at his twin brother that he had never met in his life. Sean exits from the bookstore. Copy Sean number 1 excuses his fans, who stand in a line, waiting, and goes after him. EXT Paris bookstore, day. Sean walks down the sidewalk. Copy Sean number 1 exits the store and calls up Sean. Copy Sean number 1, wait. Sean turns around and looks at copy Sean number 1 as he approaches him. Copy Sean number 1, who are you? Where did you come from? Sean, I'm from a parallel universe. You're my copy. I came to talk to you. If you're free later, we can sit and talk about our lives in alternative universes. Copy Sean number 1, seriously, are we related? Tell me if we're twins. I have never met anyone who looks exactly like me, as if I were looking at myself in the mirror. Sean, I'll tell you everything you need to know about me. Trust me, it'll shed light on your confusion. You should go back to your fans. They're waiting for you. Copy Sean number 1, don't worry about them, they can always find me. I live in Paris. This is once in a lifetime opportunity to meet someone who looks exactly like you. Sean, so, you want to grab coffee at Cafe Reno? Copy Sean number 1, forget Cafe Reno. Are you hungry? I am starving like a lion that got lost in savannah. Let's go to El Maurice. They have the best seafood in all Paris. On the soundtrack, French music plays melodiously. They continue to talk without a sound as they walk toward the camera. EXT El Maurice, day. It's a splendid restaurant. Sean and Copy Sean number 1 sit at a table. They both are having shrimp pasta and glasses of wine while talking. We don't hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. Then the music falls in the background and plays softly. Copy Sean number 1, so, basically, you're saying we're copies of each other in parallel universes. Sean, something like that. Sean Copy number 1, what exactly do you do? Sean, I'm a chemist. I used to work at a pharmaceutical company in Los Angeles. But I quit after I discovered I could travel throughout the multiverse. I'm planning to meet as many copies as I can, and get to know them. Copy Sean number 1, I don't know if what you're telling me is true. But it feels like, what's that word I'm looking for? Deja vu. Doesn't it feel like ignis fatuus, looking at a person who looks exactly like you? Sean, it does. But you'll get used to it. Copy Sean number 1, I don't think I'll ever get used to it. I feel like I am in a twilight zone. Sean, I am actually impressed that you are a famous writer. I have always wanted to write a novel. I mean, I have written 2 novels and couple of short stories. But I published them myself. That doesn't count, does it? Sean Copy number 1, any fool can write a book, get published by major publishing companies, and get a distribution deal. But what separates Shakespeare, who has never written a novel but plays, from his contemporaries and predecessors, and Ernest Hemingway, Franz Kafka, William Faulkner, James Joyce, Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald, and Anton Chekhov from average writers are, they didn't just write. They drained their souls on these papers that dreams are made of. Sean, we all drain our souls on things we thought dreams are made of, except some of us go past the edge. Not only do we hear voices of angels in our hearts, but we also are wrestling with the devil and his demons spiritually, write our dreams, paint our nightmares, travel beyond what is given, and find ourselves in parallel universes, talking to our copies. It doesn't get any better than this, does it? Copy Sean number 1, I doubt it. You sound imaginative. I would like to read your material. Just bring it whenever you get chance. Sean, sure. Copy Sean number 1 takes a sip from his wine and puts down the glass. Copy Sean number 1, but do you know what I believe? I think we're look-alike. It's a facial gene thing. They said there is 1 in a billion chance there is someone out there who looks exactly like you. You're that person. I don't want to know why you're here. But I'm glad I'm having lunch with you. You're the most interesting person I ever met in my life. Sean smiles politely as if he were saying nobody is going to believe me. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. They continue to talk without a sound. Montage. New York City, parallel universe. A quick take of New York City in a parallel universe. Midtown Manhattan, the Central Park, Statue of Liberty, the Brooklyn Bridge, the United Nations headquarters, Times Square, the Unisphere in Queens, and many more additional things. Int. Art Gallery, night. Copy Sean number 2 is an artist. He is talking to 2 attractive models, Diana and Natalie. We do not hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. Sean is present. He looks at erotic and sensual paintings of beautiful nude women painted by Copy Sean number 2, while sipping champagne. Sean then puts down his drink on a table, walks up to Copy Sean number 2, and introduces himself, gives him his hand to shake. Copy Sean number 2 looks at him in puzzlement, and takes Sean's hand, greeting. The 2 models, Diana and Natalie, look at Sean and Copy Sean number 2 in bafflement as if they were asking, are they twins? They strike up conversation. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Int. NYC restaurant, night. Sean, Copy Sean number 2, Diana and Natalie sit at the table with glasses of wines, margarita, martini, and cognac and talk without a sound. On the stage, a girl named Lila sings the same song on the soundtrack. Copy Sean number 2 gives Natalie his hand to dance. Natalie takes his hand. Copy Sean number 2 and Natalia come to the dance floor and begin to dance. Sean looks at them. He turns his eyes and catches Diana's eyes, who is gazing at him. Sean gives Diana his hand to dance. Diana takes Sean's hand. Sean and Diana get up, come to the dance floor, and dance next to Copy Sean number 2 and Natalia. EXT Camp Nou Stadium, day. Barcelona vs AC Milan. Copy Sean number 4 is a soccer player. He plays for Barcelona. He is wearing number 23. Copy Sean number 4 gets the ball. He passes the ball to Lionel Messi, number 10. Sitting in the middle of Barcelona fans, Sean watches the game. Copy Sean number 4 get the ball back. He dribbles two AC Milan players, dribble passes the goalkeeper, and scores a beautiful goal. Copy Sean number 4 and his teammates celebrate. Barcelona fans go crazy, jumping with joy and celebrating. Sean claps his hands. In the VIP owner's box, we see copy Sean number 4's 6-year-old daughter Isabella, who is wearing oxygen mask, and his wife Kate Reed watching the match. Copy Sean number 4 takes his jersey off. On his shirt, get well soon is written. It's for his daughter. Copy Sean number 4 blows a kiss to his daughter and his wife. Sean seems touched. EXT Los Angeles, Hollywood, movie premiere, sunset. Copy Sean number 5 is a movie star. We see copy Sean number 5 on the red carpet with an actress named Emily Stone for premiere of their movie, The Legend of Louis D'Angelo. The posters of The Legend of Louis D'Angelo featuring copy Sean number 5 and Emily Stone can be seen everywhere. Paparazzi takes their photos. Camera light flash from every angle. Girls fans are screaming for copy Sean number 5 autograph. But copy Sean number 5 just waves his hand at the crowd and walks into the theater with Emily. Wearing sunglasses and baseball hat, Sean stands behind the fan. He looks at the frustrated fans, who are holding the posters of copy Sean number 6, The Legend of Louis D'Angelo. Sean hears two female fans, complaining. Fan number 1, we've been standing here for 3 hours. He could have given us his autograph. It's not like we're asking him to sleep with us. Fan number 2, humorously if I see him alone, I'll ask him to sleep with me. Sean smiles softly, teleports through the thin air, comes out of the theater, wearing the same suit that copy Sean number 5 has put on. He walks up to copy Sean number 5's fans, who are screaming, and begins to dish out copy Sean number 5's autographs. Sean takes pictures with them as well. Int. Houston, NASA, Day. Copy Sean number 6 is a rocket scientist. He is about to become the first person to walk on Mars. On NASA TV screens, we see copy Sean number 6 and his crew in the rocket. Copy Sean number 6 floats in zero gravity while talking to the astronauts at the station. Sean is present at the station. He is standing behind the astronauts and looking at NASA TV screens. EXT Mars, Day. Copy Sean number SIX's rocket lands on Mars. EXT Mars, later. Copy Sean number 6 walks on Mars and places American flag on Mars's soil. Int. Houston, NASA, night. Sean and astronauts celebrate with champagnes. EXT Civet, Day. It's a city that cannot be found in Earth but exists in a parallel universe. It looks like between Paris, Chicago, and Amsterdam. Int. Civet time, Sean's office, night. Copy Sean number 7 is a journalist. We see copy Sean number 7 writing article for Civet time at his glass office. In the background, we see the city of Civet in the night. EXT Civet, Park, Day. Sean sits on a bench, reading an article that copy number wrote. EXT Esrian, archaeology sites, Day. It's a country that can't be found on Earth but exists in a parallel universe. Copy Sean number 8 is archaeologist. Copy Sean number 8 and his team are working on a dinosaur remains. Sean assists, dusting the dirt from the dinosaur skeleton while talking to copy Sean number 8. Int. Natalie, St. Natalie Hospital, Day. Copy Sean number 9 is a doctor. He is in the middle of performing brain surgery on a patient. Sean assists him, along with 2 doctors and 2 nurses who know what they are doing. EXT Saitania, Stadium, night. Copy Sean number 10 is a rock star. We see copy Sean number 10 on the stage singing in front of thousands of people. Sean is present. He is in the background playing guitar. Close up, Sean. Sean then comes to the center stage, and begins to play solo guitar like Jimi Hendrix, till he sets his guitar on fire. Int. Central Multiverses Agency, Day. It looks like heaven, except everything is super advanced and futuristic. We see Sean's holograph. John, a godlike figure, the head of Central Multiverse Agency, Agent Levi, Agent Jessica Bernstein, Agent Jodie Stewart, Agent Carter sit at the round table. At the holograph, Agent Venus breaks down the case. Venus, we have been following his move for the past few days. He has been traveling one universe after another without authorization. He has caused a major imbalance throughout the multiverse. I suggest he should be given a warning quickly. Or MCF, the Multiverse Control Force, will terminate him. The door opens without a warning. Kevin Bale, the head of the Multiverse Control Force, and his 4 entourages, Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William, walk in. Kevin, good morning. John, good morning. Kevin opens a file, takes out super advanced plastic-like screens. They are Sean's cases with hologram image and information. Kevin hangs them in the air. They turn into air video mysteriously like Minority Report starring Tom Cruise. Kevin, what do we have here? Sean and lists of offenses that he has committed. He caused tsunami in Tokyo at 234, 6792 and 467,899 universes. I am not going to mention the causality since you know by heart. He caused major earthquakes in Italy at universe 265909269. In Los Angeles 265909269 and 234329345. He caused flood in Cytania 45,689. The list goes on. I don't want to waste your time. You know everything. And if these jumping continue for a while, it'll be the death of a lot of universes in super black hole. And the reason we haven't terminated him yet, because no one has informed him. I suggest you do your job, or another precious soul will be lost from the entire multiverse. John, that won't be necessary. We have the best person for the job. Agent Venus will warn him. They all look at her, especially Kevin. He gives her a smirk. It seems Kevin and Venus have history. She looks at him in contempt. Kevin, I think you have the right person for the job. John, to Venus, I want you to go and have few words with him. He does not know his action has consequence. He thinks he is having the ride of his life. But he is creating a total chaos throughout the multiverse. Venus nods sure. Montage. A quick take of the city of Los Angeles in the night, downtown Los Angeles, the Hollywood sign, Beverly Hills, Mulholland Drive. Hollywood Boulevard, Dodgers Stadium, the buildings on the coastline of the Pacific Ocean, and others. EXT Toys for US Store, night. Sean exits from the toy store with a teddy bear, crosses the street and walks toward his Mercedes-Benz convertible parked across the street. EXT Sean's Mercedes-Benz convertible, night. Sean sees Venus, who stands next to his Mercedes while smoking cigarette. She is wearing a white dress. Venus drops her cigarette, crashes it with her foot. Venus, hi. Venus takes out her badge. Venus, I'm Agent Venus, CMA Central Multiverse Agency. This audio file was created by Panopreter Basic. You can download it at www.panopreter.com. I would like to have few words with you regarding of you traveling around the multiverse without permission. Sean, I'm sorry. Would you repeat that again? Venus, you have been jumping throughout the multiverse without knowing that your action has caused chaos. Venus teleports through the thin air and comes behind him. Sean turns around and looks at her in wonder. Venus, we are Central Multiverse Agency. We track down people who teleport to one universe to another without authorization, and warn them. Then Venus 2 appears out of thin air, wearing a red dress. Venus 2, every time you teleport, you create chaos throughout the multiverse. Venus 3 apparels out of thin air, wearing a blue dress. Venus 3, I'm here to tell you. There are MCF, the Multiverse Control Force, who actually track down and terminate anyone who teleports. Venus 4 apparels out of thin air, wearing a green dress. Venus 4, which could result in the termination of all your copies throughout the multiverse to keep equilibrium. Venus 5 appears out of thin air, wearing a yellow dress. Venus 5, if I were you, I would stop teleporting and get my acts together. Venus 6 appears out of thin air, wearing a purple dress. Venus 6, trust me, it's not worth it. They all turn into birds, fly away, and disappear through the thin air. Venus appears out of thin air, wearing the same white dress. Venus, you only get one chance. Sean, that was some trick you did. Who are you really? What do you want from me? Venus, I have already told you I am Agent Venus, Central Multiverse Agency. I'm here to warn you that your life is in danger. There are multiverse control force that terminate people who jump. You have to stop teleporting. You're creating imbalance throughout the cosmos without your knowledge. Sean looks at her unmoved. Sean, that's fascinating. But tell me something I don't know. Venus, who gave you the formula in the first place? The scene around Sean and Venus change. Int. Betty Cabaret, night. Sean and Venus are in Betty Cabaret. We are at the beginning of the movie. It's the same setting where Sean is sitting and talking to Robert, who gave him the formula at the start of the movie. In the background, we see Lillian singing Stardust Memories and dancing with 6 female and male dancers. Sean looks at his previous self and Robert. Venus, have you ever questioned about what happened to him? Sean says nothing. Venus, he was warned not to teleport. But he disobeyed a direct order and continued to jump one universe after another. Then Multiverse Control Force tracked him down, erased him and all his copies throughout the multiverse. That's why you couldn't find him or a single copy of his existence. The scene around Sean and Venus changes. EXT Beach, night. Sean and Venus are in the beach. There is a big screen on the air. On the screen, we see the termination of Robert. Screen, int. Kali Bar and Club, night. We see people dancing as if it were the turn of the century. Robert sits at a table, talking to an attractive girl named Reese. Then Kevin Bale, the head of the Multiverse Control Force, and his 4 entourages, assassin squads, Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William, appear out of nowhere. They all are wearing sunglasses like the agents in Matrix. Kevin is carrying a briefcase. Kevin comes up to Robert's table and sits in front of him. Kevin introduces himself. Robert knows what's up. He tries to teleport. But his power has diminished in the presence of Kevin. Wesley and Mark come behind Robert. Kevin tells Reese to leave. She gets up and walks away. In the meantime, Wesley and Mark hold Robert's arms and places him on the table. Kevin opens his briefcase, takes out a glowing thing, terminating machine, puts it on his hand, touches Robert's chest and drags his soul out of his body like a horror science fiction movie. Robert dies. The screen then fades away and turns into clouds. EXT Beach, night. Back to, Sean and Venus. Sean, that was some scary stuff. Venus, it was, wasn't it? Sean, so, what are you? According to my understanding, you work for Central Multiverse Agency. You guys are supposed to be angels, warning stuff. And those guys, multiverse control forces, are like Satan and demons, so to speak. Venus, you're catching up fast. But we're not that feathery and clean. We can be nasty if the situation is required. Nevertheless, like a butterfly that flaps its wings in South America causes tsunami in Japan. Your action has consequences throughout the multiverse. Don't say I didn't warn you. They'll terminate you if you continue to jump. Not only are you putting your life in danger, but you are putting her life in danger as well. She'll be terminated too. Megan's face appears on the cloud for about 3 seconds and disappeared in the thin air. Venus, take care. Venus disappears through the thin air. Sean looks around the endless ocean. He doesn't know where he is. He takes out a pill from his pocket, thinks about taking it, but changes his mind and walks at the direction of the camera, holding his teddy bear. EXT Sean's house, Mercedes convertible, night. An established shot of Sean's house. A swimming pool, a water fountain, a beautiful garden, and a tennis court. Sean comes driving, parks his car in front of his villa, gets out of the car, and walks up to his house. Int. Sean's house, lab, night. Sean collects all his experiment equipment and begins to throw them in a shopping cart. EXT Sean's house, trash room, night. Sean throws all his equipment in the trash container, takes out the formula from his pocket, and burns it. Int. Supermarket, day. Movie star Megan Ryder is shopping. She puts grape in her shopping cart. Sean comes from the other end of the supermarket and looks at her. Megan catches his eyes. Sean thinks about talking to her but he changes his mind. Megan gives him a beautiful smile. Sean tells himself, what do I have to lose, and walks up to her. Sean, hi, I'm Sean. Sean gives Megan his hand to shake. Megan, Megan. Megan takes his hand, greeting. Sean, I know I shouldn't bother you. But do you mind if we sit and talk? I have interesting story to tell you. Let's have lunch. Megan looks at him like, is he asking me out? He can't be serious. But she likes him for some reason. Megan, I'm busy for a moment. I'm supposed to meet my agent. But if you're free tonight, we can have dinner at Tashiya, a Japanese restaurant in Santa Monica. Sean, humorously, are you asking me out a date? Megan, yes, I'm. Do you have problem with that? Sean, no, I don't. I'll come and pick you up at 6 p.m. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. They continue to talk without a sound. Montage. A quick take of the city of Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, the Hollywood sign, Beverly Hills, Mulholland Drive, buildings on the coastline of the Pacific Ocean and others. Int. Sean's Mercedes, moving, sunset. Sean drives in the city of Los Angeles. On the soundtrack, music continues to play melodiously. Int. Megan's house, bedroom, night. Megan stands in front of the mirror, applying lipstick on her lips. She is wearing Victoria's Secret underwear and bra. On the bed, we see a beautiful light purple Valentino gown. Megan then turns around and walks towards the camera. EXT Megan's house, night. It's multimillion-dollar house. We see a water fountain, a swimming pool, and mesmerizing garden. Mercedes convertible. Sean stands next to his Benz waiting for Megan. Megan, wearing the same light purple Valentino gown that was on the bed, exits the house. She walks up to Sean. Sean can't believe how radiant she looks. Sean and Megan kiss on the cheeks. Mercedes convertible. Sean opens the door for her. Megan gets in the passenger seat. Sean walks around the car, gets behind the wheel, starts the car, and they drive away. Int. Sean's Mercedes convertible, moving, night. Sean and Megan talk but we don't hear what they're saying due to the music on the soundtrack. Megan must have said something humorous. Sean smiles charismatically. EXT Sean's Mercedes convertible, moving, night. A medium shot of Sean's Mercedes convertible as Sean and Megan drive in the city of Los Angeles. We then take it with overhead shot, looking down the Benz as they continue to drive in city of Los Angeles. Int. Tashiya restaurant, night. Tashiya is an exquisite Japanese restaurant. It feels like we are in Tokyo. We see Japanese light decoration, photo of Japanese people, pictures of Tokyo, etc. Sean and Megan sit at a table with sushi and glasses of wine. They are not really eating. They are talking. Sean, I met your copy at a parallel universe. We were going out. Then this girl from Central Multiverse Agency warned me that I can't see her anymore. Megan, why can't you see her? Sean, it's politics. She said I created imbalance throughout the multiverse. You see. I'm a chemist. I used to work at Munich Pharmaceutical Company. One night, I was sitting at a club. None of my business, this guy came out of nowhere. He said he was from a parallel universe and gave me a formula that unlocked the secret of the cosmos. I took the formula and made pills that allows me to access multiple universe. I was seeing your copy at a parallel universe. She was a waitress, aspiring to be a journalist. But she met me in the middle. We hit it off, moved to Milan, and decided to live the rest of our lives, making love, traveling throughout the multiverse, and enjoying life. Yet, I didn't know my action had consequence. I got a warning from Central Multiverse Agency. They said if I traveled to any universe, they would terminate me. I don't expect you to believe me, but it's a true story. Megan, that sounds like a science fiction movie. Sean, it does, doesn't it? Megan, I am not trying to discredit your story. But put yourself in my situation. You don't have a deeper understanding of parallel universes. A girl walks up to you and says, I met your copy in parallel universe. We had sex. Now I cannot return and see him. If I do, they will kill me. How would you react? Sean, to be honest, I would have stayed away from that person as far as I could, even with the deeper understanding I had with multiverse. But now I have lived it. I couldn't stop thinking about her. I would love to teleport, see her at this moment, and spend the night, making love to her. But I know the consequence. I mean, I would have sacrificed my life to see her eyes and kiss her lips for one last time. To be honest, I'm not sure if I can stay away from her for long. Every breath in my heart and each gram in my soul are telling me she is worth it. Looking at her eyes tenderly. She's to die for. Megan doesn't know whether to believe him, or get up and leave. All she knows, he could be crazy, or just maybe, the best method actor she has ever met in her life. Still, she is thinking parallel universe. He can't be serious. Nevertheless, she likes him. She is looking at his eyes as if she wanted to get lost in them. She feels love, so does Sean. He can feel his soul dilating in her eyes. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Sean and Megan continue to talk without a sound. EXT 3rd Street Promenade, night. Sean and Megan take a walk in 3rd Street Promenade while talking. Megan, you can't trust people in Hollywood. They're out there to get you. Sean, Hollywood isn't that bad. I like it. Megan, Marilyn Monroe once said, Hollywood is a place where they'll pay you $1,000 for a kiss and 50 cents for your soul. Sean, it might be true, but Katharine Hepburn once said, the average Hollywood film star's ambition is to be admired by an American, courted by an Italian, married to an Englishman and have a French boyfriend. I heard you just get separated from your French boyfriend. Megan, it didn't work out the way we planned. Sean, what happened? Megan, he was having an affair behind my back. Though I have no proof, or maybe we just tired of each other and called it quit. You know, it's hard to maintain relationship in this business. One minute you shoot a movie with an actor, who wants to prove he has more to give than God. Next minute, you come to your boyfriend, who has been cheating, and act as if you are match made in heaven. You lose a sense of what's real and what's fake. You accept your fate as it is. Sean, humorously, life is hard. Megan, playing along, life is okay. Math is hard. Multiverse is beyond my understanding. Sean smiles charismatically. Sean, I don't mean to sound like Romeo. But I think you're the most beautiful girl in the entire multiverse. If I were your boyfriend, I wouldn't have taken my eyes off you for a nanosecond. That's why poets invent words like morning stardust, alluring spell of the heart, immortal enchantment, and wildflower to describe you. Megan, you're valiant. You say things that most men don't have the courage to say. Sean, humorously, I wouldn't have say anything if I don't feel like there is a connection. Megan, playing along, what connection? Sean, never mind, I say that. I was just imitating Roberto De Niro in Taxi Driver. Megan, I like Roberto De Niro. He's one of the greatest actors of all time. Imitating Travis Bickle, you talkin' to me. Sean, it might sound crazy, but I am American Film Institute wizard. I know 100 movies, 100 passion, 100 thriller, 100 heroes and villains by heart. They have listed Taxi Driver at number 52, the greatest movie ever made. Yet, most people make that mistake, including American Film Institute, confusing you talkin' to me line with Travis and the entire movie. It has nothing to do with the movie. Megan, I haven't seen Taxi Driver for a while. I can't talk about it. Sean, actually, do you know the best line in the movie is? When Travis walks up to Betsy, played by Sybil Shepherd, at Charles Palantine campaign headquarters, Betsy asked him, and why do you feel that you have to volunteer to me? Travis said, because I think that you are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. That is how I feel about you from the bottom of my heart and sincerely. You are the most gorgeous girl in the universe. She smiles in beauty. Megan, humorously, have you thought about giving acting a shot? Sean, you don't remember the first time I saw you, do you? It was in the set of Sensexual. I was extra. The director came to me and said, you're the luckiest man I've ever met. She can't take her eyes off you, and kicked me out off the set for distracting you. Megan, humorously, I was saying earlier I know him. His face is familiar. But I didn't know you were that extra guy who almost got me fired. Sean, playing along, what can I say? I have been stalking you all those years without your knowledge. Megan, you'll probably think I'm lying, but it has not been a day that has passed that I didn't think about you. Sean, I don't believe you. Megan, I swear to God it feels like yesterday. I thought you were the sexiest man alive. Sean thinks she is joking. He can't help but smile proudly. But she seems dead serious. Sean, thanks for the compliment, but, to change the subject. Do you want to go to a cabaret? Megan, what's that? Sean, Jazz and Entertainment. Megan, where is it? Sean, it's in West Los Angeles. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Sean and Megan continue to talk without a sound while walking. Montage. A quick take of the city of Los Angeles. Downtown Los Angeles, the Hollywood sign, Beverly Hills, Mulholland Drive, buildings on the coastline of the Pacific Ocean, Dodgers Stadium, and others. EXT Mercedes convertible, moving, night. An established shot of Sean's Mercedes convertible moving in the city of Los Angeles. Sean is behind the wheel. Megan sits in the passenger seat. We then take it with overhead shot. Int. Betty Cabaret, night. Sean and Megan sit at a table with glasses of scotches. On the stage, a girl named Maya sings Let's Do It, Let's Fall in Love with 6 males and 6 female performers featuring Johnny Band. Megan, what's this place? Sean, it's cabaret, underground club and bar. Megan, I have never heard of it. I mean I didn't know places like these exist. Sean, it's exclusive. They only let people they know. Megan, I feel like I'm in the set of Chicago starring Catherine Zeta-Jones. Sean doesn't say anything. They watch the show silently. A medium shot of Maya as she continues to sing and dance with the dancers. Close up, Sean and Megan. Megan, who told you about this place? Sean, a friend. Megan, what friend? Sean, actual my ex. Megan, were you married? Sean, no. Just girlfriend. Megan, what happened between you and your ex? Sean, drama. Megan, tell me. I want to hear it from the beginning. Sean, we met at the University of Maryland. We're both from New York City. We moved to LA to pursue acting. She wanted to do NC-17 movie. I told her I didn't care. She went out and did it anyway. I was fine with it. But she accused me if I had ever loved her, I wouldn't have let her do it in the first place. What was I supposed to do, feel jealous, or go back in time and stop her? It was her choice. I respected it. But it backfired. I got the blame. We took time off. She went out and began to date other people, so do I. In the end, we decided to remain best friends, with no strings attached. Megan, playing along I like your ex. I hope she did not break your heart. But it's naughty in her part, she went out, did the movie, and accused you for letting her do NC-17 movie. Sean, humorously it was rated X originally. But after they edited a couple of scenes, the Motion Picture Association reduced it to NC-17. Megan, were you offended? Sean, I wish I met someone intelligent, sexy, and beautiful like you, and spend the rest of my life with that person. You know, without sharing her with others, including the angels in heavens. But we have to understand it's the nature of the business. I choose the lifestyle. I have to respect her dream. It's entertainment. I might as well live with the consequence. Megan, I agree with you. But it doesn't mean people should go out and have sex with colleagues that they work with. Sean, I can't talk about others. But I believe in true love. It is like there is a point in your life when you say, I will not change my place with anyone, including God in heaven, to show how much you love that girl who has woven barbed wire around your heart, and set your soul on fire. Megan smiles in beauty. On the stage, a girl named Samantha begins to sing Tracy Chapman's Give Me One Reason. Sean gives Megan his hand to dance. She takes his hand. They come to the dance floor and dance sexy. We stay with them for a while. Then on the soundtrack, the actual Give Me One Reason by Tracy Chapman plays melodiously. Int. Sean's beach house, bedroom, night. Sean and Megan make love. It's sensual, enchanting, steamy and passionate. We see Megan going through all kinds of sexual passion. We stay with them with series cuts as they go at it with various sexual positions. Int. Sean's beach house, living room, night. Sean and Megan sit in the bathtub that is placed in the middle of the living room. Sean is behind. Megan rests on her chest. He is reciting a poem to Earthward by Robert Frost from memory. Sean, love at the lips was touch. As sweet as I could bear. And once that seemed too much. I lived on air. That crossed me from sweet things. The scent of was it musk. From hidden grapevine springs. Downhill at dusk. I had the swirl and ache. From sprays of honeysuckle. That when they're gathered shake. Dew on the knuckle. I craved sweet things, but those seemed strong when I was young. The petal of the rose. It was that stung. Now no joy but lacks salt. That is not dashed with pain. And weariness and fault. I crave the stain. Of tears, the aftermark. Of almost too much love. The sweet of bitter bark. And burning clove. When stiff and sore and scarred. I take away my hand. From leaning on it hard. In grass and sand. The hurt is not enough. I long for weight and strength. To feel the earth is rough. To all my length. Sean and Megan kiss French. Close up, Sean and Megan. They kiss more intimately. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Montage. 2017 Maybach convertible. Sean and Megan drive in the street of Los Angeles. J. Paul Getty Museum. Sean and Megan visit the Getty Center in Brentwood. They look at Claude Monet, Sunrise, Marine, 1873, Titian, Venus and Adonis, 1550 to 1560, Fra Bartolomeo, the rest on the flight into Egypt with St. John the Baptist, 1509, Peter Paul Rubens, Caledonian Boar Hunt, 1611 to 12, Vincent van Gogh, Irises, 1889, etc. 2017 Corvette convertible. Sean and Meghan drive in the highway. Meghan tells him something. Sean removes his seatbelt, and begins to drive 120 miles per hour, passing one car after another, showing off. Meghan then unbuckles her seatbelt and comes to the driver's seat, and sits on Sean's lap. Sean slows down. They kiss as they continue to drive. California Beach, Sean and Meghan kiss French while lying on the shore as the wave crashes on their bodies. Catalina Island. Sean and Meghan lie in a small boat that is floating on the coast of Catalina Island. Meghan rests on Sean's chest in beauty. Sean reads her poetry from a piece of paper. Sean then puts the poetry aside. Meghan gets up, and leans on Sean's chest. She tells him something sweet. He says something seductive. Meghan hits him playfully and climbs on him. Meghan and Sean kiss French. Pacific Ocean. Sean and Meghan sail on the Pacific Ocean in a multimillion-dollar sailing boat. Dodgers Stadium. Sean and Meghan, wearing Dodgers uniforms and baseball hats, watch LA Dodgers vs San Francisco Giants. Alex Castellanos hits a home run. Sean catches the ball with his hand, without glove, and gives the ball to Meghan, who is having the time of her life. She takes the ball. They kiss French. Grumman Chinese Theater. It's a private screening. Sitting in the middle of the theater alone, Sean and Meghan watch Double Indemnity starring Barbara Stanwyck. Meghan says something. Sean smiles charismatically. He says something. She hits him playfully. Sean defends himself, playing. Meghan then gets up and sits on Sean's laps. Sean and Meghan kiss French. Int. LA restaurant, night. It is a 5 stars romantic restaurant. Sean and Meghan sit at a table with glasses of wine, talking. He says something romantic. She smiles in beauty, gets up, walks around the table, and sits on lap. They talk between soft kisses. They then kiss French. At the other end of the restaurant, we see a paparazzi taking their photographs. Int. LA restaurant, restroom, night. Sean and Meghan make out with kisses. Sean then rips her underwear. Meghan opens Sean's pant. They kiss more passionately and begin to make love in the bathroom. Int. LA club, night. Sean and Meghan dance in the middle of hundreds club goers, who are dancing as if it were the birth of love, lust, and sex. Meghan is dancing, touching herself in sensuality and eroticism. Sean allows her to get lost in her heart, creating space for her to dance. But Meghan doesn't want to be separated from the missing beat of her heart, gets closer, puts her arms around him, and kisses him. They kiss French and continue to dance seductively as if they were making love in their imaginations. Int. Sean's beach house, night. Sean and Meghan make love. It's alluring, steamy, and passionate. We stay with them with series cuts as they go at it with series cuts. ext/int. Sean's private jet, flying, night. Sean and Meghan are in the cockpit. Sean is the pilot. Meghan is the co-pilot. They fly in the city of Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, he is teaching her how to fly. Int. Supermarket, day. Sean and Meghan shop. They put all kinds of groceries in the shopping cart. Int. Sean's beach house, kitchen, day. Sean, who is shirtless, and Meghan, who is wearing Victoria's Secret lingerie, cook, chicken lobster pasta and lasagna. Sean tells her something romantic. She smiles in beauty. They stop what they are doing and talk between soft kisses. Sean picks her up, places her on the kitchen table. He removes her underwear alluringly. She unbuttons his pant. They kiss French and begin to make love in the kitchen. Int. Sean's beach house, bedroom, night. Sean and Meghan, who is wearing fishnet, have sex with S&M. It is erotic, freakish, and lewd. We stay with them with series cuts as they go at it with various erotic positions, wearing tied up with chains, leathers, and S&M. ext magazine stand, day. We see Sean and Meghan on the cover of tabloids kissing. Sean and Meghan, who happen to be walking by, look at the magazines. Meghan grabs a copy of Star. It has the image of Sean and Meghan on the cover. Sean just gives the clerk $100 and tells him to keep the change. Meghan flips few pages, and shows Sean article that has to do with them as they continue to walk down the street. Sean looks at it and smiles softly. ext San Francisco, Sean's BMW convertible, moving, day. Sean and Meghan drive in Golden Gate Bridge. Int. Saint Bar and Restaurant, night. It is a jazzy bar and restaurant. Sean and Meghan sit at a table with glasses of red wines, talking. On the stage, a girl named Diana sings Donna Summer's I Feel Love. Sean gives Meghan his hand to dance. She takes his hand. They come to the dance floor and dance stylishly. Sean tells her something. Meghan smiles in beauty. They talk between soft kisses. They then kiss French. On the soundtrack, the actual I Feel Love by Donna Summer plays melodiously. ext San Francisco City, night. Sean and Meghan take a walk in the aesthetic part of San Francisco talking. They stand lips to lips and talk between soft kiss. They then kiss intimately. Sean picks her up, puts her on a 2010 BMW that happens to be parked nearby. They continue to kiss. Sean then removes her underwear and places it in his pocket as a souvenir. They then kiss. French. Int. Sean's beach house, San Francisco, bedroom, night. Sean and Megan make love. It's sensual, seductive, and steamy. We stay with them with series cuts. Int. Sean's beach house, San Francisco, living room, night. Sean and Megan sit in the bathtub that is placed in the middle of the living room surrounded by candles. Sean is behind. Megan rests on Sean's chest. He is reciting a poem Sonnet 17 by Pablo Neruda from his memory. Sean, I do not love you as if you were salt rose, or topaz. Or the arrow of carnations the fire shoots off. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved. In secret, between the shadow and the soul. I love you as the plant that never blooms, but carries in itself the light of hidden flowers. Thanks to your love a certain solid fragrance, risen from the earth, lives darkly in my body. I love you without knowing how, or when, or from where. I love you straightforwardly, without complexities or pride. So I love you because I know no other way than this, where I does not exist, nor you. So close that your hand on my chest is my hand. So close that your eyes close as I fall asleep. He kisses her on the shoulder. She smiles in beauty. There is silent moment. She then. Megan, softly honey. Sean, what's it, sweetheart? Megan, I'm taking a year off to spend quality time with you. Sean, that would be wonderful. He kisses her on the shoulder. Sean, but I don't know if I have a year. I might have to see this girl, one of my copy's daughter in a parallel universe. Last time, I saw her, she was diagnosed with leukemia. There is a silent moment. She then. Megan, why don't you tell me the truth? You have to stop with this parallel universe bullshit. Sean, I'm telling you the truth. Megan, are you married, do you have kids? Sean, no. I'm not married. I don't have kids. Megan, who are you? Sean, I'm nobody. Megan, where did you get all those money, cars, houses, the plane, and boats? Sean, I had the Mercedes-Benz last year. I bought it with my salary at the pharmaceutical work. But the Maybach, the Corvette, BMW, the jet, the houses, the boats, I bought them 3 weeks ago, 2 days prior to I met you, with the money I took from a commercial bank. I have millions of cars and millions of houses throughout the multiverse. I know you don't believe me, but if you want me to show you the secret of the multiverse, humorously, you have to promise me you will not hold it against me. Sean kisses her on the shoulder. Megan, what's it? Sean snaps his fingers. All of a sudden, everything around Sean and Megan change. They are in Sean's gallery. Int. Sean's gallery, day. It's a huge gallery, as big as 30 football stadiums. We see the sculptures and the portraits of Megan in display. They must be thousands of them. Sean and Megan are in the bathtub. Megan, referring to the teleportation, how did you do that? Sean, there is a lot of thing that you don't know about me. Megan looks at the portraits and the sculptures. She is speechless. Megan, I didn't know you were telling me the truth. Sean says nothing. Megan continues to look at portraits and sculptures in awe. Megan, who did this? Sean, I did all of them last night. Megan, what did you mean you did all of them last night? Sean, you really want to know the truth? Megan, yes. Out of nowhere, Sean produces a pill and lets it float in the air. Megan can't believe how Sean does all this. Megan takes the pill, places it in her mouth and swallow it. All of a sudden, the water on the bathtub turns into steam and smoke. The soap turns into bubbles with the image of Megan. We see Megan in beautiful red Valentino gown and Sean in a classy outfit. They are still in the bathtub. Megan doesn't know how it happened. She sees all kinds of dimensions. Megan, what's happening? Sean gets out of the tub. Sean, come on. Sean gives Megan his hand. Megan takes his hand and gets out of the bathtub. Sean and Megan teleport through the thin air and come to Silopta Rose Garden in a parallel universe. EXT Silopta, Rose Gardens, day. The place is so beautiful. Megan is speechless. We see all kinds of roses, sculptures, water fountains, dancing water, and other flowers and plants. It's almost a city by itself. Megan, what's this place? Sean, Silopta. It's a different universe. They walk through the spellbinding garden, teleport through the thin air, dimension within dimension, and come to a water fountain with 200 feet sculpture of Megan. Megan looks at it in awe. Megan, who did this? Sean says nothing. She looks around. There are 40 other smaller water fountains of Megan sculptures with cherubs and seraphs. Megan, tell me I'm not dreaming. Out of nowhere, Sean produces a rose covered with dew droplet, from a different dimensions. It sparkles like diamond in the sunday. He gives her the flower. Sean, you're not dreaming. Megan takes it. Sean and Megan then teleport and come to Plytonic underwater world. Int. Plytonic, underwater world, day. It's an underground recreation center that is covered with thick glasses at all sides. It's as big as California. We see all kinds of exotic underwater creatures and aquatic vertebrate, whales, jellyfish, goldfish, catfish. This audio file was created by Panopreter Basic. You can download it at www.panopreter.com, etc. We also see mermaids that are kept in a separate glass boxes, swimming for entertainment. There are people who looks like us but they dress futuristic clothes. Megan and Sean look around. Megan, what's this place? Sean, a civilization where they live under the water. Megan continues to look around, then sees exotic underwater creature that glow turquoise, blue, purple, red, and yellow and do all kinds of amazing tricks. Megan, this is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my life. Sean takes her hand. They walk through the thin air and come to Icetopia. Icetopia is like Antarctica. We see about 4,000 ice sculptures of Megan in the middle of nowhere with roses and other beautiful flowers. Megan looks at them in awe. Megan, who did this? Sean, I just did it few seconds ago. Off her look. I stopped time without your knowledge. I came here and got the ice throughout the multiverse and sculptured them, because you thought that underwater world place is the most beautiful thing you ever seen. Note, if it's convenient, we will see Quantum Sean, 4,000 of them, working on the ice scriptures in a quick flashback. Megan, you're so show-off. Sean, I can't help it. They exchange juicy kisses, walk through the thin air, and come to a huge sensual ice sculpture of Megan and a seraph with wings. It's surrounded with beautiful Japanese garden and snow trees and smoking water. Megan looks at the sculptures in wonder. The seraph is muscular. He carries Megan that glows like a star in heaven. They are looking at each other's eyes as if they want to kiss. And if we are not mistaken, the seraph looks like Sean. Megan, is the seraph supposed to be you? Sean smiles softly. Sean and Megan kiss French, then teleport and comes to Vidola. EXT Vidola, Day. Vidola is 100 times bigger than New York City. It is spectacular. We see all kind of skyscrapers made of glasses. Sean and Megan are at Vidola Square, equivalent to Times Square. Yet there is not a single person in the area. Megan, where are we? Sean, we're in Vidola. We see a big 900-inch TV screen in the middle of Vidola Square. On the TV screen, we see videos of Megan in multiple screens, a 4-year-old Megan and her father showing her how to ride a bicycle, Megan, 10, and her friend playing in elementary school, Megan, 15, playing in A Midsummer Night Dream in high school, Megan in the movie sets, etc. Megan looks at it in awe. Megan, where did you get all these videos? Sean, I traveled to the past, recorded some of the things you did without your knowledge. It's an unauthorized documentary featuring you, come on, it's all over the city. They begin to walk down the street, looking at their surroundings and skyscrapers. Some of the buildings' windows consist of hundreds of medium-sized TV screens that show the documentary of Megan, others have huge posters of Megan. There are also buildings with big TV screens showing Megan's movies as well. Megan couldn't believe what she is seeing. She also notices the stillness. Where are the people who live in the city? Megan, where are the people? Sean, I asked them to evacuate politely. Megan, what do you mean by politely? Sean, I told them there is a deadly virus. They must evacuate or they have to live with the consequence. They packed up and left. Those who can't offer to leave, I provided them transportation, temporary housing, and caches. Megan, how many people live in the city? Sean, I think about 64 million people. They all evacuate within a week so. Vidola time. In the screens, Megan sees herself as a cheerleader cheering for her team at a high school football game. Sean and Megan then teleport and come to a video store. Int. Video store, day. It's like Best Buy store but this is 10,000 times bigger than any Best Buy we have ever seen in our lives, 1,000 malls put together. They are over 100,000 TV screen featuring Megan documentary as her life unfold like a reality TV show. It's unbelievable. It's as big as a small city. We might even suspect Sean built the place just to impress her. Megan, what's this place? Sean, it's a store where they sell video and electronics. Off her look. I know what you're thinking, if I had anything to do with it. Megan, do you? Sean, I actually bought the store and additional 90,000 square miles and remodel it. Megan, humorously I don't care. Sean smiles charismatically. She continues to look at the video what she has done throughout her life. She then. Megan, do you have a naked video of me? Sean, no, I don't. I didn't want to offend you. Megan, how are you going to offend me? We made love everywhere we could think of it in California. Sean, I meant the exception of that. Come on. Sean hold Megan's hand. They teleport and come to Vidola Erotic Video Store. Int. Vidola Erotic Video Store, day. The place is purple, raunchy, lewd, and erotic. We see the video of Sean and Megan making love throughout California over 10,000 TVs, some of the love scenes are from earlier. Others are new materials. Megan looks at them and hits Sean on the arms playfully. Sean defends himself playfully. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Megan and Sean walk down the store, talking while looking at the videos. They stand lips to lips, and talk between soft kisses. Sean and Megan then kiss French. They part their lips and teleport to Kyopta. Int. Kyopta, ocean, night. The greatest show in the universe. It's hard to describe what we are looking at. It is set on the ocean. It's opera. But it's not really opera. It's more stylish than opera. It's ballet. But it's not really ballet. It's more acrobatic and spellbinding than ballet. It's a play. But it's not really a play. It's more dramatic, biblical, and sexual than any play we have ever seen in our lives. It's magic show and circus. It's not really magic show or circus. It's more majestic and spectacular than any magic show and circus known to humankind. Multiple performing arts put together. We see the leading actresses and the leading actors singing and dancing with fire like human beings, that are made of 164 male performers who are singing, dancing, and doing all kinds of amazing acrobatic acts, and 164 water like human beings, that are made of female performers who are singing, dancing, and doing all kinds of sensual and amazing acrobatic acts. Sean and Megan walk on the water that has colorful water fountains and the sculptures of Megan, right and left. Megan looks at them in astonishment. Megan and Sean come to VIP seats, sit on chairs, and begin to watch the show. It's private screening. It's written and produced by Sean. 164 firemen and 164 water women dancers submerge under the water. There is a big explosion. The ocean sets on fire. Out of the thin air come out 164 athletic muscular men. Out of the ocean come out 164 attractive beautiful women. They all continue to dance, sing, do magic, act with the leading actresses and actors on the water that is covered with fire. It is a well-scripted show. It's breathtaking. These artists make William Shakespeare's Hamlet, Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, Phantom of the Opera, Jesus Christ Superstar, David Copperfield, Cirque du Soleil, and Francis Coppola's The Godfather, even Michael Bay's Transformers look amateurs. There is nothing like it. We see artists turning into tigers and despairing through the thin air and popping out in different dimensions, girls doing synchronized swimming, turning into mermaids. Swimming under the water, disappearing, and reappearing through the thin air, jumping back into the water, and dancing, movie-like shows futuristic gangster and mobsters acting, dancing, and turning into birds. The birds fly away and disappear through the thin air, surfers surfing through perfect waves, etc. Other performing acts, such as a man reviving the love of his life from death with a kiss. She glows like morning stardust in a dramatic act, followed by dancing, acrobatic act, singing, erotic and sensual expression, etc. Then, 90 feet statue of Megan comes out of the water surrounded by fire. Thunder and lightning cut across the skies, followed by thousands of fireworks, they light up the skies like New Year's celebration. Megan does not know how Sean does it. She continues to enjoy the show. Sean then tells Megan, let's get out of here. They get up, walk through the thin air, come to a beach. EXT beach, night. There are 2 spacesuits in the beach. Sean grabs the spacesuits, tells Megan to put on a spacesuit. Megan takes it. They both put the spacesuits. Sean and Megan then teleport to Zionit. EXT Zionit, night. It's an uninhibited planet. Sean points at the stars. Megan looks at them. It's her image, head to toe, that is made from billions of stars, yellow, orange, green, blue, red, etc. They amazingly have formed her image like how a group of small photographs, as pixels, would form a person's image. Megan asks him if he did that. Sean tells her it's one out of infinite possibilities. Sean and Megan teleport into Les Agnes, Los Angeles, in a parallel universe. EXT Les Agnes City, night. Spellbinding aerial view of Les Agnes, Los Angeles City, at night. It's 100 times brighter and more splendid than Los Angeles City we know and love. Private dinner, 2,000 feet in the air. It's a private dinner in the air. Sean and Megan walk on the glass floor and sit at a glass table, the only table that is placed for this special occasion. There is a man standing with a bottle of wine by the table. The man opens the wine, pours the wine in 2 separate glasses, for Sean and Megan, turns around, walks through the thin air, and disappears. We see 12 private chefs standing on the rectangle glass floor. The food is made in front of Sean and Megan, live. On circle glass stage, a girl named Mia sings Etta James's At Last. It looks like she is standing on thin air. The waitress approaches Sean and Megan with 2 menus and places it in front of them. Sean and Megan look at the menu. Sean, what do you want to eat? Megan, what do you recommend? Sean looks at the menu. Sean, I'm not good at recommending. I'll have lobster tagliatelle with bolognese sauce. But they have the best shrimp fettuccine alfredo. Megan smiles softly. She looks at the menu. Megan, to the waitress, I'll have shrimp fettuccine alfredo. Sean, to the waitress, lobster tagliatelle with bolognese sauce. They give the menus to the waitress. The waitress takes the menus, gives the head chef, supervisor, a nod to go ahead, and makes the meal as if she knew what they were going to order before she walks through the thin air, and disappears like ghost. The head chef gives the 12 chefs a nod to make the food. Megan looks around the place in wonder. Megan, did you do this? Sean smiles softly. That means he did. Megan, how did the glasses sit in the air? Sean, it looks like they are in the air. But they are invisible dimensions that are supporting them. I could have staged everything in the air. But look at the glasses. Megan looks at the glasses. Sean, they change color. The glasses change colors. Megan, that is nice, but I want everything in the air, without the glasses. Sean, as you wish. Humorously. But I'm not responsible if they fall 2,000 feet and die. Sean snaps his finger. All the glasses disappear. Now everything is in the air. Megan looks at it in awe. Megan, I'm not going to ask how you did it. But it's one of the coolest thing I have ever seen in my life. Sean, wait. Sean snaps his fingers. The stage, where Mia is at, turns into clouds that change colors. Megan, it looks much better. Sean, you think so? Megan, seductively the best. He smiles softly. Megan, anyway, where are we? It's Los Angeles. Sean, technically, it's Les Agnes. It's a French colony. Megan, Les Agnes sounds sexy. Megan looks at the view of Les Agnes. Megan, it's beautiful. Sean, it's okay. Megan, what do you mean it's okay? Sean, you haven't seen anything yet. Megan, what do you mean I haven't seen anything yet? Sean, you know, it's like Neil Armstrong, how he was the first person to walk on the moon, even though there are more stars in the universe than all snowflakes that have fallen from the skies and melted away since the dawn of time. There are countless stars. There are countless planets that orbit those stars just like our solar system. Armstrong said, that's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. In contrast, we might have taken few steps here and there, but when you add up infinite universes, it's a different story. We saw nothing. Megan smiles in beauty. On the soundtrack, Mia's at last plays with full volume. Sean and Megan talk without a sound. Then we take it with overhead shot, looking down Sean and Megan and the city of Les Agnes's endless light. On the soundtrack, Adele's Rolling in the Deep plays melodiously. EXT Les Agnes City, private dinner, later. Sean's lobster tagliatelle with bolognese sauce and Megan's shrimp fettuccine alfredo are already served. Sean and Megan are not really eating. They are talking. We don't hear what they are saying due to Adele's Rolling in the Deep. Then the music falls in the background and plays softly. It would fade away. Megan, what are you going to do next? Sean, I don't know. They'll come after me. Megan, who are they? Sean, the bad guys. I was warned not to teleport. Megan, how come? Sean, they think I'm creating chaos. But chaos is the law that governs the fabric of the cosmos. I would rather spend a night with you than live the rest of my life in fear. Megan smiles in beauty. On the stage, Mia begins to sing Whitney Houston's Saving All My Love for You. Sean gives Megan his hand. Megan takes Sean's hand. They come to the dance floor and begin to dance slow. Then out of nowhere, a holograph of Whitney Houston that looks so real appears in the air, and begins to sing I Will Always Love You. Megan looks at her in wonder. Meanwhile, Mia turns around and walks through the thin air and disappears, leaving Whitney on spotlight. Megan gives Sean a beautiful smile as they continue to dance. She tells him I love you softly. He tells her I love you too. Megan and Sean kiss French. EXT Ocean, night. Sean and Megan make love in the rain on a custom-made bed that is floating in the middle of the ocean, which is set on fire. Lightning and thunderstorm and can be heard and seen throughout the sky. Sean and Megan are having the best sex in the history of cinemas. It's steamy, seductive, and passionate. We see the rain turning into steam and smoke on Megan and Sean's bodies in vaporization, so does the bed, it's smoking in vapor. We stay with them with series cuts as they go at it with various sexual positions. EXT Ocean, bathtub, night. We see thousands of sparkling stars and about 22 bright moons on the sky. Sean and Megan sit in the bathtub that looks like a swan in the middle of the ocean floating, surrounded by millions candle and dancing water, and thousands swans that glow like the morning stardust on sea of love. Sean is behind. Megan is resting on Sean's chest in romance. He is reciting a poem down by her neck. Sean, sweet fever of mine, my heart tells me, your eyes are like two lakes in the garden of eternity, filled with water lilies, 2 million of Juliet teardrops, snowflakes, and whiskies, and burst through the clouds materialize on your beautiful face in some unexplained quantum phenomena, more hypnotic than love potion distilled in South England by Piskies. Till they pierce my heart, get me drunk, and imprisoned my essence with true love more psychedelic than LSD in the 60s, while I am daydreaming about Christmas presents, myrtles, and heavens with chimneys. They put me in state of perfect happiness and cloud nine as if smoke got in my eyes, and make me forget that I have ever existed, till they gust deep in my soul more melodious than love songs in the 50s. Meanwhile, the angels would ask me in my fantasy, what do they inspire? A. The sun on lake crater filled with gazanias, and sea of Galilee covered with hibiscus and excitement. B. Denouement, the resolution of a mystery, and lure and enchantment. C. Offing, the sea between the horizon and the offshore, and endearment. D. Sexy love. I would tell them all of the above. Ironically, whenever I look at your irises, my soul can't help but fly like a dove. But honest to the goodness, they are more intriguing than some of the discoveries in the 21st century, including turning water into fuel, and growing a heart from a stem cell, and more intoxicating than martini and margarita on guitars set on flames that rock goddesses and enthrallment produce to keep themselves warm at places where souls rebel, and each heartbeat raises hell, beyond the dilation of dark matters in the cosmos, far from everything in creation, where dulcet, graceful, splendor, and scintillation dwell. However, drop me at a place called Spell, where fever makes love to my soul till my heart ticks like a bell. I then suffer from shortness of breath, fall sick as well, and scream the top of my lungs without worrying about pronunciation and misspell, till my gallbladder turns to lemon turquoise like a saint that feasts on chrysanthemums, 4-clover-leaf, daffodils, and bluebell. And demand, I want my lungs back that I had to sell, in exchange of a bouquet of jasmines and marigolds, beautified with Queen Anne's laces that I preferred to kiss than smell. But they only wish me to get well, and say farewell, as if falling head over heels in love with your eyes were a sin that the power of love chose to compel. Concurrently, passion turns into ecstasy and mercy that would rather strip beats from a heart than repel, and leave my soul in space to explode like a bomb that has no shell. Meghan smiles in beauty. Sean and Meghan kiss French. They part their lips. Meghan rests on Sean's chest with closed eye. There is a silent moment. She then. Meghan, with closed eyes. Sean. He kisses her on the shoulder. Sean, what is it, dream love? Meghan, with closed eyes. What about my copy? You're in love with her, aren't you? Sean, yes. Maybe. Meghan opens her eyes. Meghan, what do you mean yes? Maybe. Sean, it's complicated. If I continue to see her, multiverse control force will kill me. Meghan, I thought you loved me. Sean, I love you more than anything else in the cosmos. Sean kisses her on the shoulder. Meghan, how many copies of me exist in the multiverse? Sean, that is the deepest mystery of the multiverse. You see, there are infinite copies of everybody throughout infinite universes. Yet there are only 2 of you exist. I don't know how that happened. There is a pause. She then. Meghan, so, what are you going to do about it? Sean, I'll tell her the truth. I can't see her anymore. 1, it's because of multiverse control force, they'll eventually kill me. They will kill her too. I saw the future. 2, I want her to be safe all time. 3rd, I have always loved you. It's not fair. Everything I am. Everything I believe. Everything has happened so far. The reason I traveled throughout the multiverse. It's because of you. I fell in love with you at sight. Shakespeare once said love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. Sean kisses her on the shoulder. Meghan, what does that mean? Sean, maybe, it's a metaphor, or not. I'll die for you at this particular moment. At the same time, I'm not afraid of anything. I will do everything in my power to make sure she is happy. I had some of the best times in my life with her. But I fell in love with you first. I remember the first time I saw you. I thought God set heaven on fire in purpose, to let you go, because you're wild at heart. And when I saw your eyes, my soul left my body and disappears from the face of the universe. It was like out-of-body experience beyond infinity. I had never felt this way about someone before. I swear I thought I died in my heart and resurrected beyond flesh and spirit. They kiss French. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Close up, Meghan, and Sean. They kiss more passionately. Ext basta, day. It is between Rio, Madrid, Milan, and Paris. Beautiful churches, water fountains, skyscrapers, waterfall, spellbinding beaches, etc. On the soundtrack, music continues to play melodiously. Sean and Meghan take a walk in the street of Basta, eating ice creams while talking. Meghan says something sweet, and throws her ice cream in the trash. Sean takes a big bit from his ice cream. It's cold. He wants to spit it, but he doesn't want to offend Meghan. He swallows the ice cream. Meghan can't help but smile in delight. Sean throws his ice cream in the trash as well and chases Meghan, who made fun of the incident and ran. He catches her like a beautiful cat, catches her, and carries her over his shoulder as she screams in joy. Sean puts her down on the ground. Sean and Meghan talk between soft kisses. They kiss French in the spellbinding background of Basta waterfall. They part their lips. Sean snaps his fingers. A spacecraft that looks like a futuristic car appears out of thin air. Ext spacecraft, day. Sean opens the door for Meghan. She enters in ease. Sean walks around the spacecraft and enters behind the wheel. Int. Spacecraft, day. Sean touches the oxygen button, starts the spacecraft, and they drive in the air. Ext spacecraft, moving, day. Sean and Meghan travel in the air and teleport to Mathily. Ext Mathily, Sean and Meghan's spacecraft, day. Mathily is an alien planet. It's nothing like we have ever seen in our lives. The law that governs their planet is different from our planet. To begin with, there is no gravity. Everything floats in the air. Plants grow in the air. The rivers flow in the air. It's hard to describe it. We have to see it, to believe it. Sean and Meghan look at it in their spacecraft. It's one of the most breathtaking things we've ever seen so far. There are waterfalls that pop out of the thin air and falls 200, 400, 600, 1000 feet, etc. The forests are just amazing. Meghan asks Sean a question. Sean answers as they continue to look at what Mathily has to offer. We see animals that look like dragons flying on the skies, plants and flowers that look like fire floating in the air, etc. Sean and Meghan teleport through the thin air and come to Mathily City, main city. Ext Mathily City, night. It's advanced world. We see buildings and skyscrapers that are built in the air, cars flying in the air. Mathylians, the people who inhabited the planet, moving in zero gravity as if they were walking on the moon. They are nothing like people that we saw in Avatar. They actually look like regular people, except the slight details. They breathe through their skin, they have lines across their faces and a lot of tiny dot spots in their skin despite the fact they have regular noses like humans. They also wear different clothes. EXT/int. Sean and Meghan's spacecraft, day. Sean and Meghan look at the people and the city in their spacecraft. Meghan is speechless. She asks Sean a question. Sean tells her answer her question. We don't hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. Sean and Meghan then teleport and come to Wexthip. EXT Wexthip, Sean and Meghan's spacecraft, night. It's another alien planet. The plants and the flowers glow. There are all kinds of birds and insects that emit light. Meghan and Sean look at them from their spacecraft. Sean and Meghan then teleport and come to Wexthip City. EXT Wexthip City, Sean and Meghan's spacecraft, night. It's made of trillions of lights that we can't make of it. We see aliens that glow like Christmas light. As a matter of fact, we can say they look beautiful in the way we say a Christmas tree is beautiful, except these aliens look like Christmas trees without the actual tree but the ornaments, and float in the air with grace and beauty. They are billions times more advanced than human civilization. Meghan looks at them in wonder. She is speechless. She asks Sean a question. Sean answers her question. We don't hear what they are saying due to the music on the soundtrack. Meghan then sees her image made of pure light, 90% photon 10% things we have no idea, in the middle of Wexthip Square. Meghan is amazed. Meghan image, it looks like a holograph. But it's too bright and more sold than holograph. It looks like sculpture. But it's light as a feather, and more flexible than rubber itself. It's hard to explain how they made it. It's 4,000 feet and looks alive. Meghan asks Sean how they made it, and if he has anything to do with it. Sean tells her the truth. She smiles in beauty. Sean and Meghan kiss. Sean and Meghan then part their lips, drive their spacecraft, teleport through the thin air, and come to Typhiola. EXT Typhiola, day. City of Typhiola, if we are not mistaken civilization must have begun 200 million years ago before Earth. It's nothing like we have ever seen. We see buildings that are made of crystal glasses, gold, diamond, and things that can't be found on solar system. Int. Sean and Meghan's spacecraft, flying, day. Sean and Meghan's spacecraft flying in the city of Typhiola inches from the ground. Sean touches a button on the spacecraft. The roof and all windows roll down. EXT Typhiola, Sean and Meghan's spacecraft, flying, day. Meghan looks at the city of Typhiola, specular buildings, flying cars, and beautiful people. Surprisingly, the people look like us, except they glow like morning sun. Meghan can't take her eyes off them. They look like they eat the dawn for breakfast, the sun for lunch, the twilight for supper and the moon for dinner. We continue to see cars flying in the air, breathtaking skyscrapers, beautiful people who look like the angels in heaven, etc. Sean then pulls on the side of the street. There is a gallery that has a huge image of Meghan. Sean and Meghan get out of the convertible spaceship. Sean takes Meghan's hand. They walk into the gallery. Int. Gallery, day. It's one of the most beautiful galleries in the multiverse. It's 2,000 stadium wide. We see Meghan's Typhiolas that are made of things that can only be found in Typhiola as if they were alive, breathing. They look real. They glow like the people that we see in Typhiola. Meghan looks at the gallery in awe. Meghan, did you do this? Sean nods his head, yes. I did. She continues to look at her Typhiola. Meghan, how did you make them? Sean, it is hard to explain. As a matter of fact, the Typhiola are 200 million years ahead of human civilization. Plus, the elements that I used to make them don't exist in Earth. If I tell you, it would just sound foreign languages. Meghan, try me. Sean, to begin with, I used Flowcent Keb 497. Meghan, what is Flowcent Keb 497? Sean, do you really want to know? Meghan, I'm fucking with you. Sean smiles softly. He cuddles and kisses her on the lips. They then kiss French. They part their lips, teleport through the thin air, and come to Gallery 369. On the soundtrack, music plays. EXT/int. Gallery 369, day. It is a roofless gallery the size of 3 footballs. We see 130 feet sensual Meghan Typhiola that glow like morning stardust. Meghan looks at her Typhiola in awe. We think she gets used to it by now. But we don't know how Sean did it. It looks like Aphrodite, the goddess of love herself, come down from the heavens and poses. It's breathtaking. Meghan asks Sean a question. Sean answers her question. Meghan puts her arms around Sean. They kiss. Then the scene around Sean and Meghan changes. We find Sean and Meghan in Meghantown. EXT Meghantown, day. Meghantown is like New York City, Barcelona, Paris, London, and Rome, except everything is Meghan. Sean and Meghan part their lips. Meghan looks around, streets that have scriptures of Meghan. We see cars that driving with the pictures of Meghan, people, wearing clothes with Meghan image. Sean takes Meghan's hand. They teleport dimension with dimension in Meghantown. We see water fountains with the scriptures of Meghan. There is Meghan Museum. There is Meghan Restaurant. There is Meghan Cafe. Sean and Meghan teleport within Meghantown. There is Meghan Boutique. There is Meghan Beauty Salon. Everything is Meghan. Sean and Meghan teleport within Meghantown. There is a statue of Meghan in Meghan Island, like the Statue of Liberty in Liberty Island, New York City, and its height is 2,000 feet. Megan looks at it. Megan, what is this place? Sean, it's Megan Town. She continues to look around. There is Megan Hotel. There is Megan Bank. There is Megan Hospital. There is Megan Video Store, etc. Megan, did you do this? Sean, once I stopped time. I had eternity. I just didn't want to waste it. I love New York City. I grew up there. I model 1/10 of it after New York City. Barcelona, Tokyo, Paris, Rome, and London. But there are billions of things that you can't find neither in New York City or Barcelona, Tokyo, Paris, Rome, and London. They exist only in Megan Town. Plus, it's millions times bigger than New York City and anything that you have seen so far. Megan smiles in beauty. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Sean and Megan teleport and come to seaside of Megan Town. Seaside, Megan Town. Sean is not lying. It's millions times bigger than New York City, and anything that we have ever seen so far. It's endless view of a city under the sun. Sean snaps his fingers, the sun turns into spellbinding twilight. Since the city is endless. He snaps his fingers 10 times. 10 more spellbinding twilight appear. Megan couldn't believe what she is looking at. Sean then claps his hand. The twilight turns into sparkling giant birds. The birds fly in the sky, over the city, and then turn into flowers and disappear through the thin air. The act follows by millions of sparkling stars, 2,000 giant and clean white moons, and the spectacular view of Megan Town at night, endless light. Megan looks at it in awe. Sean snaps his finger. Out of the thin air, a futuristic hot balloon air with the image of Megan comes. EXT hot balloon air, night. Megan and Sean get into the hot balloon. The hot balloon air gets up in the air, and floats in the air with Sean and Megan. EXT/int. Hot balloon air, floating, night. Megan and Sean look at Megan Town from the air. Sean then pulls out a red wine out of thin air, produces a wine opener by Megan ears like magician, and opens the wine. Sean then pours the wine in the thin air. The wine fills the air in the shape of a wine glass. It is for Megan. Sean grabs the wine. The glass becomes visible. He gives Megan the wine. Megan takes the wine. Sean pours a glass in the air for himself as well. The wine fills the air in the shape of a wine glass. He grabs the wine. The glass becomes visible. Sean and Megan cheers and take sips. Sean then turns the wine bottle into molecule, rearranges the molecules, and turns the molecules into a fresh-cut red rose covered with sparkling dew droplets. Sean gives Megan the rose. Megan takes the rose. Sean and Megan talk between sips. We don't hear what they are saying due to the music on soundtrack. Megan gives Sean her wine. Sean throws both glasses out of the hot balloon air. The wine and the glasses turn into molecules. The molecules form butterflies with rose petal wings that sparkle and change colors. Butterflies fly in the air, changing colors. Megan looks at them in amazement. She gets closer. Megan and Sean talk between soft kisses. They kiss French. Megan and Sean part their lips. Sean claps his hand. The sun returns like a beautiful summer day. Sean and Megan float a little bit, looking at the beautiful view, and teleport through the thin air with hot balloon air, and come to a beautiful part of Megan Town. Megan Town, city. It's a busy street. We see videos of Megan on big screens. There is another Megan Hospital, there is Megan Bank, advertisements, etc. We see people walking with things that have to do with Megan, like a man drinking coffee. On the cup, we see the image of Megan. We see a woman walking on the street, reading newspaper, the articles have to do with Megan. We see 2 Asian girls passing by. They are carrying shopping bags. On the shopping bags, we see the image of Megan. A girl and a guy walk on the street, wearing t-shirts with Megan image, etc. Megan looks at Sean in wonder. They get closer and kiss French in the middle of the street. Then What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction with dance remix plays melodiously. All of a sudden, everybody stops what he or she is doing and begin to sing and dance on the street. Sean and Megan part their lips. Megan looks at them. We see the whole town singing and dancing. Some of them doing spellbinding acrobat. Megan is speechless. People stop their cars, get out of the cars, sing, and dance, doing acrobat, flipping from their cars, dancing, etc. Doctors, patients, and nurses exit from hospitals, begin to sing and dance. Bankers exit from the banks, sing, and dance in the street. Police cars arrive. Cops gets out of the cars, sing and dance. Firefighter trucks come driving and pull over in the middle of the street. Firefighters get out of the truck, sing and dance. School buses arrive. Cheerleaders, basketball players, and football players come out of the buses, sing, and dance, doing acrobats. Professional dancers, male and female, come out of the thin air, wearing sexy outfits, sing, and dance, etc. Sean gives Megan his hand. She takes his hand. Megan and Sean dance. All the people in the town dance. People come down from airplanes with parachutes, remove their parachute, and dance. We stay with Megan Town with well-scripted dance and acrobatic acts. After a well-scripted performance. Then, Sean and Megan kiss. The background around Sean and Megan turn into spellbinding beach. EXT Megan Town, beach, day. Sean and Megan continue to kiss. They part their lips. Sean, I was going to show you something but I don't know how you're going to react. Megan, what's it? Sean, do you believe in angels? Megan, what angels? Sean, angels in heaven. Megan, I don't know, I was brought up Christian, but I didn't really think about them that much, except for Valentine's Day. I used to count the stars in the sky before I went to bed, which I was told they are angels. They kept me craving for true love throughout the year. Sean, okay. You're about to see them again, close your eyes. Megan closes her eyes. Everything around Sean and Megan changes in blink of an eye. They are in City of Angels. EXT City of Angels, night. Sean, open your eyes. Megan opens her eyes. Millions of angels, that glows like the sun with white feather wings, fly around Sean and Megan who are standing on a ground covered with white clouds. Megan looks at them in wonder. They are one of most resplendent things we have ever seen in our lives, male and female angels singing with harmony, flying, dancing, and doing a well-scripted show. Megan can't take her eyes of them. Then a female angel comes down from the sky, walks up to Megan singing. The angel gives Megan a rose and flies away. Megan can't believe all this is for her. Megan, softly so they can't hear her, are they real angels? Sean, you could say that. Megan, as if she read his mind, did you make them? Sean, technically, I create the blueprint. I used genes and DNA of Siavit, people who glow like sun. I mixed their DNA with DNA of Sibera, giant birds in Kelia that have white sparkling feathers. I added DNA of Lovelia, people that have great depth of empathy, understanding, and can sing like Adele and John Lennon, and DNA of Pimas, one of the most beautiful creature in all multiverse. I then let them produce, evolve, and build civilization. Megan continues to look at them as they continue to fly, sing, and dance in a well-scripted act. Megan, how long did it take? Sean, it took 200 million of years. But don't look at time as it is. Time is illusion. 1 second in one universe could be eternity in another. Plus, when you have the power to stop time, anything is possible. Megan sees the angels doing amazing aerial show. Megan, basically, you're playing God. He doesn't like how that sounds. Sean, that's what I was afraid you were going to say. I'm not God. This is only a glimpse of Zion. What I know compares to God and inheritance of the saints in light is a grain of sand in myriad of stars, countless universes, infinity, and beyond. In the sense, you could say this is a matrix for heaven. I get the idea from Bible. Yet if you have any idea how precious our soul it is, you would have said I'm only playing a good Samaritan. Megan, no, I don't mean it like that. It's just. You know, this is the most romantic thing anybody has ever done for me. A female angel comes down from the sky, walks up to Sean, and gives him a small box that glows. The female angel flies away. Sean opens the box. It is a ring, 1,000,000 times brighter than any diamond we have ever seen in creation. Sean gets down with his knee. Sean, will you marry me? Megan is speechless. Megan, yes. I do. Sean places the ring on her ring finger. Megan and Sean kiss. They part their lips. Megan and Sean look at the angels, who continue to sing various songs and dance like feathers floating on wind. Sean then gives Megan his hand to dance. She takes his hand. They dance slow. Sean and Megan then kiss French. Int. University of Barcelona Hospital, surgery room, day. Standing with the teddy bear, Sean looks at 3 doctors, Dr. Johnson, Dr. Garcia, and Dr. Jennifer Stewart, and 2 nurses, Maria and Raquel, doing everything they can to save Isabella's life. But they are losing her. Then the green zigzag on the heart monitor goes straight line. The doctors stand back. Isabella is announced dead. They don't see Sean. He is hidden within dimensions. They all exit. Sean walks up to Isabella and looks at her. Int. University of Barcelona Hospital, waiting room, day. Dr. Johnson tells copy Sean number 4 and his wife Kate that Isabella is dead. Kate cries. Copy Sean number 4 tries to comfort her. But it is too much to take. Copy Sean number 4 cries as well. Int. University of Barcelona Hospital, surgery room, day. Sean looks at the heart monitor. It doesn't show a sign of life. Sean turns his eyes and look at Isabella silently. He then. Sean, softly, Isabella. Wake up. Your father loves you very much. The green zigzag on the heart monitor returns normal. Isabella opens her eyes and looks at Sean. Isabella, Daddy. Isabella gets up and cuddles him. Sean cuddles and kisses her on the temple. Int. University of Barcelona Hospital, waiting room, day. Sitting at waiting chairs, copy Sean number 4 comforts Kate who continues to cry in sorrow. Then Isabella comes to the waiting room. Isabella is holding the teddy bear. Copy Sean number 4 looks at his daughter. He couldn't believe she is alive. Kate sees her too. Copy Sean number 4 gets up from the chair, so does Kate. Isabella comes to her real father. Isabella and her father cuddle. Copy Sean number 4 kisses his daughter on the temple. Isabella then hugs her mother. We see Sean standing and looking at everything. Copy Sean number 4 and Kate are extremely happy that their daughter is alive. They don't see Sean who is hidden within dimensions. Sean turns around and begins to walk the opposite direction. He turns around and looks at Isabella for the last time. Isabella catches his eyes, gives him a beautiful smile, and says bye. Sean returns her smile, says bye, walks through the thin air, and comes to Paris, Lexivua coffee shop. Ext Lexivua cafe, Paris, pub, day. We see blonde Megan, her copy in a parallel universe, sitting outside sitting area and reading a magazine. Sean walks up to her. Out of nowhere, from different dimension, he produces a tulip, places it on the table, and sits in front of her. Blonde Megan looks at him. She puts the magazine that has the picture of Sean and the actress Megan Ryder in front of him. Sean is confused, where did she get it? There is something wrong. Then blonde Megan turns into Kevin. He took her form to catch him. Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William appear behind Sean. They all are wearing sunglasses like the agents in Matrix. Matt is carrying a briefcase that is used for termination. Kevin, it is time. You can't teleport anywhere within 200 miles square of Maine. Sean, fuck you. Sean pushes the table at Kevin, gets up, and begins to run in the city of Paris. Kevin gives his men a sign to go after him. Note, we will see Sean running on the street of Paris like professional street freestyle runners, but Sean is 100 times faster than any street freestyle runner. Medium shot of Sean running on the street of Paris. Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William chase him. Sean jumps over huge bridge, comes down on the ground safely and continues to run in the street, between cars that are moving. Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William jump over the bridge and continue to follow him. A car comes at the direction of Sean. Sean jumps in the air, gets on top of the car, flips in the air, and gets on the hood of car number 2. Sean runs on top of the car, jumps, and gets on top of car number 3. Sean jumps and gets on car number 4 and continues to run jumping one car after another. The bad guys continue to follow him kicking the cars out of their ways as if they were toys, and jumping one car after another car. It seems no matter how supernatural fast and athletic Sean is, the bad guys are quickly catching up to him. Sean gets down from a car, jumps over another bridge, and continues to run. The bad guys do the same and continue to follow him. Sean then comes to a busy market street where farmers sell fruit and vegetable, and other farm product, and continues to run jumping over people and products. The bad guys are catching up to Sean. Sean jumps over a woman, who is carrying a baby, and her husband, who is holding shopping bag and a baby girl. Sean runs on the fruits and vegetable, flips in the air, lands at the other end of the street and continues to run as the bad guys continue to follow him. Sean then sees a man riding a motorcycle. He dexterously grabs the motorcycle, pushes the rider away, gets on the motorcycle, turns around and drives in the street of Paris. In the meantime, the bad guys see a Turk carrying 10 motorcycle. The truck come driving at their direction. Matt takes out his badge and shows him. The truck driver stops inches in front of Matt. Matt comes to the driver and tells him that they need the motorcycles. Ext Paris, day. Sean continues to ride in the city of Paris 200 miles per hour then. The bad guys, Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William, come riding and continue to chase him. They quickly catch up to him. Sean passes a couple of cars like he was born to ride the motorcycle. He then takes a ramp and continues to ride on the streets of Paris. The bad guys are right with Sean, following behind. Sean sees a water fountain in the middle of the street. Sean accelerates and jumps over the water fountain, 20 feet in air. He gets down on the ground and continues to escape. Matt, Wesley, and Mark successfully jump over the water fountain naturally, and continue to chase Sean. Yet William jumps over the water fountain. As he comes down, he crashes into a BMW that is coming the opposite direction. A man gets out of the BMW and walks up to William who is lying seemingly dead. The man approaches him to help him. William gets up, grabs the man's throat, and throws him 60 feet in the air. The man falls in the river. William then gets into the BMW and drives away. Back to Sean. Sean continues to ride at cars that are moving towards his direction. He avoids cars from crashing into him dexterously as the bad guys continue to follow him. Wesley passes Matt and gets closer to Sean. Wesley takes out a gun and sets to fire at Sean. But Sean speeds up and cuts a car that is driving at his direction. The car turns and hits Wesley's motorcycle out of scenario. Sean gets on the right street and continues to escape. Matt and Mark get on the right street as well, and continue to chase him. Sean then sees William who is driving the BMW. BMW. William blocks the street, takes out his gun and fires at Sean. Sean's motorcycle and restaurant. Sean accelerates, jumps over William's BMW, enters through the glass of a restaurant that is built in the middle of the street. Int. Restartant, day. Medium shot of Sean entering through the glass in replay. Sean then rides down the restaurant and breaks through the glass window and exits riding. In the meantime, Matt and Mark come riding through the entrance, move down the restaurant dexterously, exit through the broken glass window, and go after Sean. Ext Paris, street, day. Sean continues to ride in the street of Paris, escaping. Matt and Mark continue to chase him. Ext bridge, day. Sean rides in the bridge. There is a traffic jam ahead of him. The police officers are in the middle of closing the street. Sean is not slowing down. Mark and Matt are closing on Sean. Matt takes out his gun and fires at him. Sean moves through the traffic. Now we see the reason for the jam, a big asteroid has blown out the bridge. There is a big hole, it must be 100 feet. Sean accelerates faster, passes the police officers, and jumps over the hole. Yet as he comes down, he falls on the ground hard. On the other end, Mark and Matt dare not attempt the impossible. Matt takes out his cell phone and makes a call. Sean's end. Sean gets up. He is bleeding from the fall. But it doesn't matter. He will live. Sean picks up his motorcycle, gets on the motorcycle and tries to start it. But it won't start. Sean gets down from the motorcycle and walks down the bridge as blood continues to leave from his head. We take it with overhead shot, looking down the city of Paris, in a parallel universe. Int. Rite Aid, day. A typical Rite Aid store. We see the clerk standing behind the counter and looking at French Vogue. There are 4 or 5 customers. Then at the entrance, Sean walks in. He is bleeding badly. The clerk looks at him and stops what he is doing. Sean comes to the medicine section, grabs everything he needs, first aid and painkillers, and comes to the register. He places the medicine on the counter, takes out 500 francs, and gives the clerk the money. Sean just tells him to keep the change, grabs his stuff, and walks away. The clerk places the money in his pocket. EXT Street, day. Sean applies first aid on his wound as he walks on the sidewalk. We take it with overhead shot. Int. Hilton Hotel, bathroom, day. Sean continues to apply first aid while standing in front of the bathroom mirror. He sews the cut on the side of his eyes, cleans the wound and covers it with bandage. There is a knock at the door. Sean exits from the bathroom, comes to the door, looks at through the safety hole who might be. It is room service. When he is about to open it, Sean senses something. Int. Hilton Hotel, hallway and corridor, day. The entire Paris police forces and SWAT team are waiting for him, standing in the hallway and corridor, carrying machine guns like Leon, the professional. Int. Hilton Hotel, Sean's room, day. Sean stands back. Tear gas breaks through the window and begin to fill the air with smoke. Sean grabs the tear gas and throws it back. He quickly grabs his gun from the breakfast table. In the meantime, 4 SWATs come breaking through the windows with machine guns. They fire at him. Sean quickly spins on the floor and shoots 2 of them in the heads. They fall and die. Sean shoots SWAT 3 and 4 in the legs. He shoots them again between their eyes as they fall on the floor. He kills all of them. SWAT 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 come through the window with machine guns and fire at him. Sean runs down the room, jumps in the air like a professional high jumper with his back arcing 240 degrees and fires at the bad guys while he is in the air. Sean spins in the air and fires 3 more shots before he falls by the sofa. Sean's bullets hit 3 bad guys in their heads. The bad guys fall and die. We see it again in slow motion. SWAT 7, 8, 9, and 10 continue to fire at Sean. Sean hides by the sofa. He come out of the hide, shoots, and kills all of them in a heartbeat. It seems Sean is getting some of his power back. Then at the entrance, 6 SWATs break the door and enter. Sean shoots all of them with style like Clint Eastwood in The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. He then tests his power. Sean sees dimensions. He can access guns from parallel universes. He pulls a CZ-75B from thin air and puts it on the table. But he can't teleport into another universe. Sean then counts how many police, bad guys, are waiting for him. A quick view of Hilton Hotel. We see about 200 police standing throughout the building and waiting for him, inside as well as outside. Kevin and his assassin squad, Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William, are standing outside with French police. Back to Sean. Sean accesses 2 Desert Eagle from a parallel universe. He just pulls them out of the thin air. On the soundtrack, Wild at Heart by Lillian plays melodiously. Int. Betty Cabaret, night. Lillian sings Wild at Heart with 6 female and male dancers featuring Johnny Band. Note, we will see Sean killing the bad guys, mixed with Lillian singing Wild at Heart, back and forth, montage style. Int. Hilton Hotel, hallway and corridor, night. Sean then exits from his room. We see about 20 bad guys who are standing at the corner of the building with machine guns. The first 4 bad guys fire at him. Sean looks at the bullets as they come at him in slow motion. Sean lets bullets go by him and shoots the bad guys with his Desert Eagles. Bow. 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 The 4 bad guys fall on the floor and dies at the spot. Then the other SWAT, 5 bad guys, come out of the hide and fire at him. Sean teleports through the thin air, get out of the thin air, and takes them out with amazing martial art, breaking their necks, shooting them in the back of their head, breaking their legs, etc. He kills the 5 bad guys with extreme prejudice. The other 10 bad guys fire at him. Sean dodges the bullets and begins to shoot and hit them with crazy martial art. Meanwhile, we see Sean accessing all kinds of weapons like axes, knives, and guns from parallel dimensions, pulling them out of the thin air, and massacring the bad guys as if his soul were possessed by supernatural power. We also see Sean turning into Quantum Sean and killing the last few bad guys. Quantum Sean 1 breaks a bad guy neck, Quantum Sean 2 shoots a bad guy in the head, Quantum Sean 3 kills a bad guy with an axe in the head. Int. Betty Cabaret, night. Lillian continued to sing Wild at Heart with 6 female and male dancers. It's seductive and stylish performance. Int. Hilton Hotel, lobby, day. Sean and Quantum Sean are massacring about 50 bad guys. Sean accesses a gun from a parallel universe, pull it out of the thin air, and shoots 2 bad guys who come to kill him. Quantum Sean 1 takes out 5 guys in a heartbeat with amazing martial art. Quantum Sean 3 and 4 take out about 10 bad guys with axes, knives, and guns. Quantum Sean 3 teleports and come out the thin air, and kills 5 guys with an axe and amazing martial art like Bruce Lee and Sin City meet Matrix. Quantum Sean 4 turns into 4 persons and shoots 4 bad guys in the heads. Note, we will see Sean and Quantum Sean taking out the bad guy. With well-scripted martial art and gunfight like video game. Int. Betty Cabaret, night. Lillian continues to sing Wild at Heart with 6 female male performers. Int. Hilton Hotel, lobby, day. Sean kills the last 5 bad guys with amazing martial art and axes and exits from the building. EXT Hilton Hotel, day. Quantum Sean are already massacring the entire French police and SWAT team, 100 bad guys, with bloody martial art, axes, swords, guns, knives, etc. Some of them disappear through the thin air, come out the thin air, behind the bad guys and cut their throat, break their neck, shoot them in the back of their heads, etc. It is graphic. Sean disappears through the thin air as they fire at him, and comes out the thin air with 4 Quantum Sean and kill all of them. Int. Betty Cabaret, night. Lillian continues to sing Wild at Heart with 6 female and male dancers. It's a well-choreographed dance like Chicago. EXT Hilton Hotel, day. Sean and Quantum Sean kill all 100 bad guys. Then Quantum Sean disappear through the thin air mysteriously. Int. Betty Cabaret, night. Lillian continues to sing Wild at Heart with 6 female and male dancers. EXT Hilton Hotel, day. Next Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William approach Sean. He looks at them. Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William stand around him. It seems some of his power has disappeared. Sean stands alone to face them. They come after him. Sean fights them. But they are extremely fast. They hit Sean. He falls on the ground. He quickly gets up and hits them in counter-attack. It is like Jet Li vs Fortune Suho, Wushu Master, in the Fist of Legend. They are very skillful and dangerous. But Sean blocks their kicks, punches, and picks them apart with awesome martial art. Int. Betty Cabaret, night. Lillian continues to sing Wild at Heart dancing with well-scripted performance like Catherine Zeta-Jones in Chicago. EXT Hilton Hotel, day. Medium shot of Sean as he continues to combat with Matt and Mark who stand toe-to-toe with him before Sean hits them with fabulous martial art. Matt and Mark fall on the ground. They would get up and come after him. But before that, Wesley and William go after him. They throw fast punches and kicks, light speed. Sean blocks all the kicks and punches and hits them with amazing martial art. Wesley and William go down. Int. Betty Cabaret, day. Lillian continues to sing Wild at Heart seductively like Katharina Zeta-Jones. EXT Hilton Hotel, day. Sean takes out Wesley, Mark, and William with astonishing martial art. But Matt stands up to him. Sean and Matt fight with the greatest martial art in the history of motion picture. They go after each other. It is light speed fast, skillful, elegant, and gravity-defying. Note, it's a well-scripted fight. In the end, Sean finishes Matt. Int. Blue Heart Cabaret, night. Lillian finishes singing. EXT Hilton Hotel, day. Sean turns around and sees Kevin. Then out of nowhere hundreds of Kevin pop out of the thin air and stand around Sean and Kevin. Sean and Kevin set to fight as the copies of Kevin stand and watch like Agent Smith in Matrix Revolution. Sean and Kevin begin to fight. It's ill. We thought the fight between Sean and Matt was the best fight in the history of cinema. But this tops it. Sean hits him with spectacular martial art. Kevin returns the favor with a mind-blowing martial art. Sean and Kevin are fighting like take Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Tony Jaa, and Jean-Claude Van Damme DNA and clone them with lion and cheetah's DNAs and mix them with TNT. It's very fast, explosive, well-scripted, and awe-inspiring. Medium shot of Sean and Kevin going at it. Sean dodges and blocks Kevin's 20 punches and kicks per second and hits him with his 40 kicks and punches per second. Kevin falls. He quickly gets up and hits Sean with stunning combination. It's Sean's turn to go down. Sean gets up and continues to fight for his life. Close up, Kevin and Sean. Kevin continues to throw punches and kicks at him. Sean continues to block the punches and the kicks, and throws his combination at him with unbelievable martial art skill, so does Kevin. He is as good as Sean if not better. But before we come to that conclusion, Sean brings it on. He begins to pick Kevin apart like a rag doll. God versus the devil. Sean finishes Kevin with staggering martial art. Then all Kevin's copies comes after Sean like Neo versus Agent Smith in Matrix Reloaded. Sean breaks them apart, kicking and punching 10 guys per second, blocking the kicks and punches, accessing all kinds of weapons from parallel universes and using the weapons to slaughter the bad guys with hazardous bias. Sean kills all Kevin copies mercilessly. Then 100 more copies of Kevin come out of the air and surrounded him. Sean has saved the best. He looks at the skies. Lightning and thunderstorm come. Sean then does something that is fascinating, his body and his hands light. Sean just puts his hand in front of the copies of Kevin as they approach him. Powerful lightning turn all of them into dusts. Then, the real Kevin come out the thin air. Kevin, that was amazing. Kevin claps his hands. Kevin, I underestimate you. Kevin then pulls Megan the actress out of the thin air, from another dimension, and puts knife around her neck. Sean walks toward Kevin to save Megan. Kevin, stop there or I'll cut her throat. Sean stops. Kevin, if you don't cooperate, all your copies, this girl. Referring to Megan, the love of your life, and her only copy, all of them will die. In the meantime, Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William point their guns at Sean. Matt is holding the terminating briefcase. Matt walks up to Kevin, opens the briefcase and presents him the terminating machine. Kevin takes the terminating machine and pushes Megan at Sean. Sean holds Megan dearly. Megan, what's going on? Kevin puts the terminating machine on his hand. Kevin, to Sean, I let you win in purpose. It was fun to watch kick some asses. However, all your powers diminish in the present of me. You're mortal. You can't fight destiny. You were warned not to teleport. But you disobey a direct order. Now, I'm going to terminate you and all of your copies from the face of the multiverse. Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William approach Sean pointing their guns at him. Matt gives Mark, Wesley, and William a sign to take Megan away and to apprehend Sean. But Sean holds Megan closer to him as they come to take her. Matt, I'll shoot the bitch if you don't let her go. Wesley takes Megan as Mark and William hold Sean. Sean's power seems disappearing each second in the present of Kevin as he comes to drag his soul out of his body. Megan, leave him alone. Mark and William put him on the ground. When Kevin is about to pull Sean's soul out of his body, out of the thin air Venus appears. Venus, to Kevin, stop it. Kevin turns around and looks at her. Venus, he has been pardoned. Kevin, who has the power to pardon him? John comes out of thin air. John, I have the power to pardon him. He is only living his dream. I have forgiven of all his crimes. Kevin, you have no authority to do that. John, sure, I do. John just extends his palm at Kevin. Kevin is dragged by mysterious invisible forces into another dimension in a heartbeat. Matt, Wesley, Mark, and William stand back in fear. Megan runs to Sean and cuddles him as he gets up. Megan, I love you. Sean, I love you too. Sean and Megan kiss and part their lips. Sean looks at John, who looks like God. John, I pardon you for the amazing kindness that you did, bringing Isabella back from dead. But you have still violated the very conduct code of the multiverse. You teleport after you were warned. The pardon worked like this. We'll erase all your knowledge of multiverse. We'll remove all your memories of that you met Miss Ryder and her copy. You'll have no knowledge of how to make the pill that allows you to travel multiple universes. Sean doesn't like that sound. But before he says anything, John extends his palm. Mysterious invisible forces pull Sean away into the thin air. Wormhole and beach. Sean travels through series of wormholes. He comes out to the thin air and falls on the beach. His head hits a rock. Int. Movie theater, night. Sean is sleeping. He opens his eyes. On the big screen, Sean sees Calvin and Megan kissing in the beach in Quantum Stardust. Sean was dreaming the whole time. Then on the big screen, the movie ends. The end. The audiences get up and begin to exit. Sean continues to watch the credit, our credit. It seems our movie is over as well. Sean closes his eyes. EXT ocean, bathtub, night. Sparkling stars and bright moons. Sean and Megan are in the bathtub in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by fire and dancing waters. Sean is behind. Megan rests on his chest. He is reciting a poem from memory. Sean, I swear it's not fair. You are everything that is rare, the reason I believe in love that is lighter than air. The main motivation behind sensuality, style, and flair, and the reason my heart produces sucrose just thinking about you, sweeter than honey that bees extract from flowers and share, and why I have faith in spell more precious than kisses that lips spare. Thou art vision, an alluring dream. Beautiful flame. Thy eyes are like two resplendent stars in Bethlehem, and the morning stardust in Jerusalem. The goddess's inimitable claim to fame. Whenever I think about your eyes, you invade my heart and crucifies my soul before my lips mention your name. Raspberry kiss. And if the goddesses had thought about thee before creating the garden of eternal beauty and fun, they would have sculpted thy lips on roses, and painted thy face on the sky before the sun. And said he, who desires thee, shall do a good deed, love is passion, and to love is to bleed. And it would be a sin to kiss thy lips without craze and greed. Yet whenever I look at your eyes, I want to leave everything behind and play truth and dare. Sell my soul to fever, and give you pleasure that you can't bear, more enchanting than thorns that I wear around my heart without insurance and health care, and dare take you to place that you scare. Show you the time of your life as if it were love affair, and make love to you erotically, till you can't tell the difference between truth and fiction, and dream and nightmare. However, my eyes continue to be filled with tears. The mist on my lips ascend, saying, tell her she's like that red rose that you kissed and placed on that sparkling clean water, Lake Tahoe, the most gorgeous girl you ever saw. And time is a thief. It would strip her petals tomorrow. But promise her that her beauty is art. Let Freesias and peonies act smart. Butterflies and deises may come, take part, and depart. Yet, she will always stay timeless in your most romantic heart. They kiss French. Close up, Sean and Megan. They kiss more passionately. The end.